his mum's living room and he's supporting Callum.
Oi, McScottish, get on with who? Your mum. Oh.
I can already feel tonight's going to be a classic. I can feel it in my bones.
Yeah.
Even if the racing isn't good, the broadcast itself is going to be great.
It's just been a week of unseriousness all round, hasn't it? I can't believe we've got 2 bloody videos of universities doing fucking ice curling as well. So,
oh, brilliant!
Stop the curling. I love it. It's like bowls is the most boring sport ever, but suddenly you put it on ice and you're all over it.
Exactly. And there was like so much drama happening in real life as well. It just makes sense.
That's just it's been unreal.
The Canadian
Absolutely
finger
unreal.
poke. We need to talk about the Canadian finger poke.
Oh God!
Exactly. Right. Select the broadcast. Oh, pardon me. What, I need to sign into chat? That's just...
You didn't do that last time, did you?
Oh, yes, it locked me up. Let's go. Right, there we are. So, I'm watching from Callum's mum's living room and supporting Callum. Well done. Well done. Right, let's get the countdown going. So, start the stream. Go live.
Let me get my story up.
Go and get your last stories going, guys. The video will be starting.
Yeah, I've just done a picture this time. I didn't have time to do the video, but picture's better than nothing now.
No, you're quite right.
Add to story.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah, voila.
I always tend to wear a similar jumper every formal student.
It's just the zebra.
When it gets to like April time, I might wear the FS top one to get warmer. But
warmer? I was in shorts this week. 16 degrees. What more do you want?
It was 12, 13 degrees here.
Maybe not. Maybe not then. Maybe not. Right, let's do this. Good luck from John.
Tell John thank you.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Or was that someone's phone near their mic? Wait, it might be
mine. Probably mine. It's been doing it a few times.
Actually, no, it's not mine because I can't hear my own mic.
It's me. It's me.
What's wrong?
It was a Monty. It was a da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Oh, could you guys not hear me?
No, we could hear you, Giles. We were talking about that. My phone was close to my mic. Oh. The old SMS stuff.
I was just going to say I like the music. Don't know why tonight, but it's appealed to me this evening.
That reminds me. I need to turn a bit of this up so I can hear it a bit. There we go.
Dear.
Oh, what have I done? There we go.
Watching from the National Centre for Motorsport Engineering. Oh, good person. Yes, there we are. Very good.
Would help if I get some notes about the circuit.
Isn't that just who we refer to as Bolton?
Yes, but we can't.
Yeah, well, yes. they've said we can call them Bolton. Trying to get out of that habit the entire time was an absolute faff last week.
I know, but that adds to the fun.
Yeah. Also, Monty, why did the lights on the side of your headphones keep changing colour? They keep going from blue to red.
Because I set them up to be rainbow.
It's LED, Giles.
Oh, nice. Oh, okay. I didn't know whether I didn't know whether the colour had a meaning or something.
No. It's a meme. However, they've just peeped to remind me that my battery's going low, so I better go and plug my charger now.
Yeah, do it now before the race starts.
But before we go live, could you imagine? I'm just sat there like, over to you, Monty.
Wouldn't be the first time, thanks to Ed Jerome, put it that way.
Yeah, true. There is that.
I always worry every time I do a stream, like for my own league, because I have to be the one that does the streaming. I always worry about my internet, and I always look at the first few minutes of the stream.
I can keep up with it.
Yeah, I always look at the dropped frames bit, and if it's green, then I just like have the biggest sigh of relief ever.
Yeah, mine keeps going between green and red. There's no in between. Don't know why. If I drop out, I drop out.
Exactly.
Also, Monty, you know we're not being. I had an idea in the shower today. Sometimes I have my best ideas in the shower.
Of course you do.
You know we're not. We know the plan A for the final isn't possible.
Yes.
Would a DJ set in the tent by me back to back with Dan Jones be possible on the Friday evening?
Pitch it to John, see what he says, because he's looking for alternative ideas now. I think he'd be open to that.
Cool, because yeah, I can DJ. Not brilliantly.
Let's
go. Not in the same
Right.
way that Dan Jones can, but you know.
Exactly. No, I'm with you. I'm with you. Right, there we are. There's our minute countdown.
You should do your alternative show live from the tent, Giles.
Well, no, that's an idea.
I could make that happen. I know how to make that happen.
Yeah, I do online radio shows at a radio station, but not very often. Not as often as you, Giles.
Right.
Good luck, everyone.
Can you hear the sound, just to confirm?
Yes. All good.
Brilliant. Same again. Once you see you move to the right, we're live.
A very good evening and welcome to round 4 of the Formula Student Sim Racing Series in partnership with Williams Formula 1. 238 drivers, 73 teams, 19 countries and 1 championship, our busiest season ever, and we're going around Interlagos tonight in the Formula 4s. It is all to play for. I'm Giles Cosgrove, she's Jess Ball, he's James Monty Montgomery, and welcome to what is hotting up to be a very exciting evening of racing. How are you all doing, gang?
I'm doing good, thank you. Honestly, it's got to be one of my favourite circuits on the calendar. Of course, I'm an F1 fan, so of course every race I see around Brazil is always amazing. Last time we were here, we were in the F3 cars. This time, we go back all the way to season 1, where we raced here in the F4s. Before me and Giles' time, it was when Dan Jones was leading the commentary, so looking forward to it. What about you, Monty?
Yeah, it was that far ago, guys. Well, you probably just saw it in the introduction video there. So those were footages from season 1. Those were the cars at Interlagos back then. So you've got to go back 5 years to the last time that we were here.
I had hair.
Great racing then. I'm looking forward to it again this time. But yeah, here we are, guys. This is what the combo looks like for tonight.
Going to be a very, very exciting race. It's a classic track and a great car to be going around it in. These single seaters always provide incredibly exciting racing. Do please get in touch in the comments and let us know where you are watching from and who you are supporting. Already we've had Adam come in to say, I'm watching from Callum's mum's house and I'm supporting Callum. Are you supporting Callum or are you supporting Callum's mum, Adam? Meanwhile, Enware says, I am watching from the National Centre for Motorsport Engineering. Try saying that 5 times fast. And Miss Mayor Pumpkin has said, evening hosts. Good evening, Miss Mayor Pumpkin.
Oh, God, she's in already. Fair play. Hello, sister.
So tonight, as you can see on your screens, we've got qualifying underway at the moment with the first race live on your screens at 7 o'clock. We will then have qualifying for the second race at 20 to 8 with the second race of the evening going round at 10 past 8, all being well, subject to variability in the live scheduling. This is a live event after all. It doesn't always go to plan, but fingers crossed it will do. Meanwhile, Miss Mayor Pumpkin says she's watching from Jersey and supporting Monty. And Adam says she needs my support. Wow. There we are. Don't you just love teammate love?
If that's what we're going to call it, fair enough. Anyway, back to the racing. We're doing a feature and a sprint tonight. So what's that all about? Jess, have you got any information for us for what to expect for tonight?
Of course. So we've got 2 drivers as usual per team, but obviously there's some teams that are having 1 driver entries tonight. So race 1 is going to be a feature race and it's going to be 35 minutes long. Well, so that means more chances of more pit stops. And the second race is what it says in the tin. Sprint race Highly likely that they're going to do pit stops, but that might happen. 15 minutes and normal points are scored there. So it's gonna be interesting. It's not the classic format that you will see. And with a track like Brazil, where the laps are quite short, this is going to make the race 1 in particular, is going to get spicy. We remember what happened in the seasons where we saw Brazil. Let's hope we don't see the same there. But after what we saw last round in Goodwood, I think we're going to be in for some very good racing this time as well, Giles.
I think we are. Here are the results from round 3, and it's well worth remembering that these may not have been the ones that you were familiar with at the end of the last broadcast, because approximately a week later, all of the protests are processed by the team behind the scenes, and some are granted, some of them are disallowed. It feels like Formula Student Sim Racing Extra going onto the Discord channel and reading through them, and you see the clips, and they're always incredibly entertaining. These are then the results. Monty, would you like to talk us through them and how they've changed in light of some of the protests?
Yeah, sure. So the top 3 has remained largely the same. Guys, you remember that it was basically almost like 2 different servers going on. For the first server, we had some people in there, and then those who didn't qualify for the first race and they were in the bottom server made it through to the top server for the second race and scored big there. So we had this outrageously close field from 3rd position downwards. But at the front, it was Surrey. They got a double pole position. They had so much pace. You could argue that they lost out in the first race as well because of the naught pit stop magicalness from Leicester. So from the top 3 point of view, it's pretty much the same. Surrey were our overall winners. Their first ever victory in the Formula Student race, or sim racing race, I should say, last time out. Southampton, the usual championship protagonist, up there raking in the points yet again, and Queen Mary there in 3rd. They had a really good night, bearing in mind that they started from the back of the grid in both races. So whilst we didn't see much of them, they ended up with a double top 5 finish and ended up scoring big as a result of it. You have to look kind of further down the field. So, for example, like Greater Manchester, Bolton, having post-race penalty. York got into a bit of a oopsie-daisy, I believe, in one of the instances as well. And so you can see there really just how closely bunched up it was for the remainder of the top 10. Harriet Watt, of course, we're not used to seeing them in the top server, and apparently they know how to drive really bad cars and old sloppy things, and they managed to get a top 6 finish out of that as well. So really unexpected. Post-race penalties, just meaning we had to apply a 5 or a 10-second post-race penalty to their time. And so it just swapped things around a little bit. Not a huge amount position-wise, but as you can see, a couple of points here and there could make all the difference once we get to the end of the season and we're having to start those drop scores again. But going into this round, this is currently how the standings stand. There's some double English for you there. So we've got Queen Mary and University of Southampton tied for the leads at the moment on 301 points. Right behind them is the University of Surrey on 295 and the University of Leicester in 4th on 283. Now behind them you can see we've got Vigo, Greater Manchester, only 5 points between them. York in 7th on 251 points, Glasgow on 234, Hertfordshire on 222, and Strathclyde, who have been phenomenal in the engineering challenges so far this year, getting big points there and being able to stay in the top 10 overall. Now, the points may look pretty spread out, but remember, teams can earn potentially up to 120 points plus a couple of extra bonus points for the fastest lap sender qualifying. But yeah, basically, they can earn up to 120 points per round. So if you think of it that way, the top 10 are still split. Top 11, 12, 30... Sorry, I'm doing maths as I'm going with right now. 301 minus 120, that's 181, isn't it, guys?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, there you are. So the top 15 are still within one race victory of each other. So that's how close the season is so far.
Absolutely class stuff. So very much all to drive for tonight. And I gotta say, guys, I'm really excited for this. Plenty more people joining us as we've been going on this evening for the past few minutes. So if you've just joined us, a very good evening and welcome along. If you'd like to let us know where you're watching from and who you are supporting, that would be great. Spook 6mm says, watching from North Wales, supporting our son, who's in NCME Sim Team. And Gas Fairy 222 says, same. That's the one we presume there's a couple of viewers there watching in North Wales. I mean, hey, I'm down in South Wales. We've got the whole of Wales covered. Where are you watching from and who are you supporting? Do please let us know. Meanwhile, Miss Mayor Pumpkin says, didn't know alumni were racing. That's great. And Adam has made a very, very, very important point here. The track limits are significant tonight. You've really got to watch them. In the protest channel before we went live with the qualifying, a photograph was posted which basically showed a green line of the tarmac, and then anything outside of that, including the apexes, was in bright red. So tonight is going to be very, very interesting when it comes to track limits. Because
do you want me to try and get a copy of that image, Giles?
Yes, please.
If you would do, that'd be really helpful. I mean, Jess, we have seen people be a little bit, easy with track limits, but then they do get picked up on it. So tonight of all nights is the night to really watch your use of track limits, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I've had experience racing around it. It's so easy to pick up track limits around it. The drivers have been told, the drivers have been warned. And as if by magic, this is what Monty prepared earlier. The red is not allowed. The green is allowed. And that's very, very simple. If people do not follow the rules, basically the team, the staffing team will look at the replays after the race, even if there's no protest going on. And if a team is found to be outside of track limits, then boom, they get a penalty, and that could affect their championship chances. So just because you haven't been reported, that doesn't mean you get away with it.
Now, for full context, guys, it's in this corner particular, turn 11 going into turn 12, i.e. the final tight left-hander before going back towards the start line. The reason we're looking at this one in particular is because the students have found a loophole in the track penalty system. So we have an automated penalty system in place. And so for just about everywhere on the circuit, it recognises that if a driver puts more than 2 wheels over the white line and does it 3 times, they get a 3-second penalty implemented. Turns 11 to 12, they found a bug in the system where it's not detecting it, and so all that tarmac in the red area on the right hand side, unsurprisingly, they've been starting to use to kind of open up that corner which you see at the back of the picture. That means they can go much faster through the corner and carry that speed advantage all the way to the start line, gaining potentially up to about 0.8 of a second as a result. So we've had to do a bit of a manual clamping down on this one. Not as glorious as last year's giant traffic cone, but we think this one is quite a sophisticated one nonetheless.
Meanwhile, we've got this from Adam. He says, coming out of the Senna S, that entire outside to inside curb is also a bit dodgy. And Colton says, watching from Ireland, supporting my granddaughter Kate in Manchester. Unweir says, love the support for us. We'll pass that on to him. Meanwhile, Holly says, watching from Hampshire, literally in the same house as Monty, waiting patiently for his incidental innuendos.
Hey!
Meanwhile, Tyler says, you poor soul, being stuck with Monty. Nice one, Tyler. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Oh, God.
On that note, hello Holly, by the way. Thank you. Mackie's later. Yay, fantastic. Tyler, welcome back. You would have noticed he was missing last time, guys. Tyler wasn't part of the team. Top Hat Tyler, this is. So it's great to see that he's back in the field this weekend. Let's see if he's going to make the difference to get Ho back into the top server, because we were dearly missing them last time out, weren't we?
Whole B were there, I think.
Especially around
You're
Goodwood.
right. Yes, yes.
Tyler, Goodwood, always great fun. More from UOL later. Amelia is going to be very excited about that. She says, let's go UOL. We've got some more from UOL to show you later on. Meanwhile, Matty C simply saying, there's only one Adam Shamsel. The fact that has become a meme, I was not expecting it to be, but we all know there is only one Adam Shamsel.
Yes.
Come on, the top hat fella says, Evan Dalton. Love that. If you've got any interesting hat wear, do please stick it in the Discord and we might show off your best hats at some point this evening. We've got a lot to get through. The Formula Student News coming at you between race 1 and race 2 this evening. Moments away then from going racing for the first time this evening. And as I always do, it's always a difficult conversation, but I always ask the question, Monty, Jess, what are we thinking tonight? Who do you think is in with a shout?
I don't know, because I don't even know who's in server 1.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to wait and see how qualifying went here. The pre-qualifying server was outrageously close between about 10 teams. I seem to remember Vigo making a big impression here, though, the last time we came to Interlagos.
I think did they won one race?
They won on their debut, so I would like to see if Vigo could replicate that again.
And College Dublin did well as well.
Huge love, all the love to Vigo. I mean, we'll talk more about it later, but guys, I mean, I'm not one for doing this sort of thing. I think it's a bit cringe, but sincerely, all the love if you're watching from Vigo. We'll talk more about that later on. Plenty of comments coming in. Jimmy McMahon says, he said the thing! I did say the thing. There you go. Ben Robertson says, Surrey Karting Club pub meeting soon. Gonna make them all watch the stream since our drivers compete in both. Yes, Ben! Thank you for that. We like that. Darren Davidson says, the top hat is back. We love Darren. He's great. Tyler says, I'm going to turn up in a cowboy hat at some point and confuse you all. I dare you. I hope it was one of those pink sparkly ones they wore to the Taylor Swift gigs. Miss Mayor Pumpkin says, Giles hitting the hard stuff already. Hashtag stay hydrated. Yes, please. I had a barbecue wrap for my dinner, so I'm a bit parched. Meanwhile, Call of Jules. How many times am I going to have to say this evening? Because Call of Jules has also said there's only one, Adam Shamsel.
That's going to probably be one of the memes of the season, I would say, Giles, if that was the case.
I suspect you're right, Jess. I suspect you're right.
It's locked in now, isn't it? It's a sound clip and everything on the Discord server, so...
Oh, is it? Brilliant.
Tyler says, don't tempt me as I will. Hey, look, there are multiple races at the grand finale at Williams. You could wear the pink, shiny, sparkly cowboy hat for at least one of them for us, Tyler.
Yes, please. That would be awesome. But meanwhile, I think we are just finished practice at the moment, or we're about to go to the racing. I have no idea what's going on. But we got quite a lot of jokers tonight. But if you don't know what a joker is, basically they have to take 2 jokers per season. Some teams have already done it, and it just gives them a little... Monty, can you just explain a bit what the joker is, like, in terms of what advantage they get? Because I would explain it, but it's a bit too confusing.
Yeah, sure. So firstly, guys, welcome to Interlagos. You can see it on your stream now. You can hopefully hear the cars going around. This is just warm-up, by the way, so we've still got about 10 minutes to go until the race. So this is them just doing their last bit of warm-up before we go racing properly. Now, the jokers that Jess is talking about there. So what happens is all the cars are running at 5% above... Sorry, I'm reading comments from my sister here coming through, and I'm having to try and ignore them. The jokers are...
Me and Monty.
Goodness sake, here we go again. Right, recompose yourself, Monty, do this. Okay, so the jokers are... What we do, the cars all run at 5% above their standard weight throughout the year. And then for 2 of the rounds... they can opt to use one of their joker, which brings the car back down to its original weight, i.e. that they've lost 5% of that weight.
Yes.
This will give them a competitive advantage. They've got a lighter car. That means that perhaps they can then run more fuel, so they don't have to worry about running out of fuel during the race. Maybe they want to use it as part of a more aggressive strategy to go even faster. Now, obviously, we're using different cars at each of the rounds. So 5%... let's say with these Formula cars, maybe we're only talking about 10 kilos being lost, whereas with the Mustangs last time out, that's about 100 kilos being lost, which is like the equivalent of a person being sat in your car being taken away.
It's all relative, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is all relative. But it depends how... It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to have a bigger impact. So what they've been doing as part of their engineering is working out... where is the joker going to have a better impact for them? Is it going to work better here on the single seaters because then their tires aren't going to overheat because they've got less weight going through the tires? Or would they have preferred to use it last time out when they have heavier cars and just get rid of all that mass altogether? This is up for them to decide. It's purely a tool for them to use. They have 2 jokers to use throughout the season, and they can decide at any old round when they want to use it. But once those 2 jokers are up, that's it. So it's a strategy element, I think is the best way of describing it.
Absolutely
I've got the list as well.
It's one of the fantastic things about the Sim Racing series is that here we have a series that democratizes motorsport and offers the chance to teams from around the world to compete and apply engineering knowledge and understanding in a motorsport capacity without the intense costs of motorsport. So as you can see, as we go around
Look
the
at
track,
the skin.
This is what we're all about, and we're going to get into that later in the Formula Student News. A couple of teams sent us some videos of their setups, and I'm really pleased to see the setups that they've got. More on that later. Comments coming in. Sheffield have slid in a way that reminds me of the morning after a curry. Call of Jules reminding me of yet another one of my quotes. Meanwhile, plenty of comments regarding the one Adam Shamsel and Matty trying to get me to say there's only one Dylan Warren, but there's also only one.
He is back tonight. Dylan Warren is also back tonight.
Supposedly so. Call of Jules fighting talk here. Dylan Warren is washed, he says. And the one that set us all off giggling in the commentary box was Monty's sister coming in simply with jokers. You're working with them, Jess. Fantastic job on the screens as ever. Look at this. This is absolutely glorious.
I am buzzing.
Virtual brilliance.
Here is the corner and subject, by the way, we were talking about. So you can see all that tarmac runoff on the outside there and how they've been able to open up the corner going into turn 12 up there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why we're really monitoring that white line there to make sure that they don't take the
Should we keep an eye on them now?
Take the mic.
Let's keep an eye on one car now to see if they actually take the corner. Let's police it, shall we?
That was good. Other comments coming in now. Here's the car to watch. Are they going to take advantage of it?
Nope.
Hand away. Follow it. Here we go.
Oh!
Making use of the apex. Oh, just about playing that safely.
Who was that?
Just about playing that safely. Can't see from here.
That's the 12th, Strathclyde.
Right, naughty.
I think it's Strathclyde, but I'm not entirely sure. I might be wrong.
On the subject of Strathclyde, McScottish has commented here, Dylan Warren's been asking for setups in the Discord, the absolute chancer. I feel like I should be reading that in a Scottish accent, but I don't want to do McScottish an injustice, given that we've already
I think you've done him an injustice by associating with Strathclyde and not Aberdeen, you know.
Oh, not again. Why do I keep doing that?
Right.
So, for anyone who's new... Go on, Jess.
Well, we are collating a list of Giles quotes. So if anyone's got a list of any Giles bloopers and funny moments, send it to us on Discord. That'll be amazing.
I was going to say, if anyone does pub quizzes and they need an expert in geography, please do not ask Giles to join your team. For those in round one, you may remember him associating Vienna as being a German city. So that is the standard which we're at.
I doubt they got the country wrong as well, Giles. I corrected it and it was in Dutch, and he said a different country. So.
Oh yes, the Dutch from Denmark.
I mean, Scottish, there's your answer. I'm really appalling at geography. I would ask the other question. What's wrong with the Glaswegians? My dad's Glaswegian. What are you on about?
There's nothing wrong with the Glaswegians at all.
It's just you get it mixed up.
What's this with Scottish thing? Never associate me with the Glaswegians.
It's an insult. When you're not from Glasgow, of course you don't want to be associated.
You don't want to be associated.
Like
exactly not.
Exactly. It's the same way as how Glaswegians don't associate themselves with Edinburgh and stuff like that, you know? So, right, grid's about to get set up in a minute. However, Giles, as you were talking about Bridgerton earlier, this is what my skin is for tonight.
Oh, fantastic. Look at this. I love the attention to detail because this year's Bridgerton series does hinge on a masquerade ball and you've got the masks all over the side of the car. That's wonderful. I love that. I will hold my hand and say that this evening, if I wasn't here with you doing the sim racing, I would be binge watching the new series of Bridgerton, and then I'll get around to Drive to Survive.
Yeah, I was going to say, why not Drive to Survive? That just came out yesterday.
There's less of Bridgerton, it's quicker to get through. There it is, absolutely gorgeous. We need to shout out the creator of the skins, Monty.
Yes, Rob. Is just chef's kiss. Is my only description. Yes, exactly.
Leonardo da Vinci would cry.
Yes, he is the Leonardo da Vinci of the graphic world, as far as I'm concerned.
He's made one for me as well, which I was going to use for VT, which I didn't have time to do. But watch this space; it still may get used, but it looks
our
brilliant.
grid's formed, guys.
Let's do it. Here we go then.
Hit it, Giles.
Lining up on the grid. Look at that. Monty's over the moon.
Woo!
Hertfordshire's A-team secure pole in the first race of round 4 of the Formula Student Sim Racing Series. We've got Delft in second position. That's their highest qualifying position thus far, I think.
Yeah, it is. So a warm welcome. This is their new driver who has just joined from this race onwards. I believe he is part of the Ferrari esports team, I've been told. So we're expecting big things from him.
I know. I think it's Isaac Ginnison or something, if I remember.
That's it.
Yeah, honestly, he's a quick racer, but we need to get through the drivers, so let's carry on, Mr. Cosgrove.
Here we go. Bolton are in 3rd, Southampton in 4th,
Exeter
in 5th. Big love to them. Also, big love to Vigo, who are there in 6th. Meanwhile, Dylan Warren, is he cooked? Is he washed? He's in 7th. Surrey are in 8th, last round's winners. Hull's A-team are in 9th with Vizcaya in 10th. MTU, meanwhile, their A-team are in 11th. In 12th, it's Queen Mary, Formula student. University of Leicester having to settle for 13th position. UCLM from over in Italy, they're there in 14th. And Glasgow's A-team are in 15th. Meanwhile, is that Strathclyde's A-team in 16th there? Meanwhile, Hertfordshire's B team are in 17th. Surrey are down in. Hang on a minute.
That's not Surrey, Giles.
Sussex. Excuse me. That is Sussex in 18th. Heriot Watts are in 19th, and Hull's alumni team are in 20th. Fighting talk already on the chat. Dylan's cooked. And Matthew says the Ferrari sim drivers are multiplying. Scotty says, guys, should we tell the Ferrari drivers it's raining? They'll have no idea what to do. I mean, if it's wet in the car, it must be the water.
If you watch Drive to Survive, then you'll see the reason why they were referencing that.
Meanwhile, then, at the back of the grid there is Hull. The front of the grid, though, Monty, you must be very, very pleased with that. Hertfordshire's A-team.
I mean, I'm as happy as I was the last time I saw this, but I seem to remember the last time they were at the front, they mucked it up. So I'm not going to get too excited.
Don't jinx it.
Now. Exactly.
Also, is it me, or is the first corner on the left? Doesn't that give the advantage to the team starting in second because they've got the inside line?
That is correct. You will not. I think in a track like Brazil, you do not want to be starting on pole position or even the right-hand side of the track. To be fair, the inside line into turn 1 is the best line to take, so you want to be starting ideally 2nd or 4th. Probably 4th's the best position because you're going to get a toe, but yeah, starting on pole may not be the best bit, so I'm keeping my eye on Delt and quite a few teams tonight. There's quite a lot of teams on Jokers, but we won't have time to go through all of them because we're getting very close to the start of the race.
We are indeed, and I couldn't have put it better myself. Arenware says, here we go, Interlagos chaos beckons. It does indeed. The first race of the evening, live from a virtual Interlagos. Giles and Jess in the commentary box, ably assisted by Monty. We're about to go round Interlagos for 35 minutes of wheel-to-wheel action on the Formula Student Sim Racing Series, supported by Williams. Thank you very much to them. The Formula 4 cars out on track. The first time we have run these cars since 5 years ago when this series first started. And we're expecting just as much drama as we had that back then, half a decade ago. Who are you supporting? Where are you watching from? What are your predictions? Get them all in the chat now. Moments away from lights out at Interlagos. As Jess was saying, if you're in 2nd and 4th, you've got the better line. But Hertfordshire are ahead, and away they go as the lights have come out, as go the revs, and they're off. They're away, and it's a bit of a slow start for the front runners, and Southampton are trying to get in there immediately. Delft covered off expertly by Hertfordshire, who move over and cover them off onto the inside line. Delft trying to get through on the inside. Hertfordshire holding them off very, very well indeed. Falling away as several teams. Southampton are up. Delft, though, side by side with pole position sitters Hertfordshire. They're side by side then. Who's going to get this? Really well handled there from Hertfordshire, who covered them off into turn 1, but Delft are fighting back immediately, going round the outside. Hertfordshire have got the inside line though, and they're a nose ahead. In through they go, on Interlagos. Fantastic stuff between Delft and Hertfordshire, and going on the inside then at Delft, and they secure the lead. Away they go then, locking out Hertfordshire, who do have the toe, looking for a way around, breaking the toe immediately. Meanwhile, the rest of the grid is bunched up further towards the back. No massive crashes like we're used to seeing in the opening lap, but then again, there's a lot of swapping of positions already. And it looks to me like some of the better ones are Vizcaya coming through, Dylan Warren fighting his way through there. I think he qualified in 7th. He's down into 12th at the moment, so he did get swamped from the start. Meanwhile, right at the back, Hertfordshire's B team and Sussex there, duking it out for the last position.
Hertfordshire B's got a big gap behind.
Meanwhile, going around the outside are Bolton on Southampton. Southampton will try and cover them off. It's a classic duel in the sim racing series, and that is Bolton forced wide there by Southampton, but they are ahead but Southampton will have the inside line, but they tuck in behind. They concede the position, and that is Bolton up onto the podium in 3rd place, and with Southampton and Vigo closing in from behind. Here, meanwhile, it's the battle for pole. It isn't over yet. Far from it. 33 minutes on the clock with Hertfordshire's A team closing in on the team that started in 2nd. They had a better start. It seemed a little bit slow from both teams on the front row to me. And Vigo, Exeter's A team. Oh, there's a crash.
Oh!
A crash, yes. Massive crash.
And that was
Vigo.
the favourites. The favourites that we were predicted to do well. Vigo, Surrey has had a bit of a moment as well. And Leicester as well. We have the people from Leicester that are not going to be too pleased with that. But bearing in mind, I've keeping an eye on this as we got around the outside actually with quite a lot of cards. There's going to be quite that card does not look good, Giles. You can see the front wing is bent and they will have to come in for repairs, it look like. Delft and Hertfordshire A team are on their jokers tonight, so they're gonna have their performance is going to be a lot better compared to other teams, which is why they're pulling away ever so slightly. But I don't know how Leicester's still running with a car damage like that, but they're going to have to come in anyway. We've got MTU, by the way, tucked on the slipstream of York A of Dylan Warren, who's gone back up into 7th place. So it might just be the timings having a little bit of a nightmare there. Interestingly, that some teams want to take the inside line, but we could see York A trying to go for the inside line. We got Doubters take the lead again from Hertfordshire's A team, but around the outside goes Bizkaya on a Dylan Warren. They're going to keep it together for the centre S's and then be forced wide is Bizkaya. We're keeping an eye on track limits, it seems, but we got a challenge for the lead once more. Can Delft get back at Hertfordshire's A team? No, yes they can. Delft is in the lead once more, and this is a track where you really can go side by side for a long period of time. That's why I'm a big fan of single seaters, because it really promotes really close racing because they have similar spec cars. Of course, through turn 6 they go. I'm trying to remember the corner names on the top of my head. Can you see Hertfordshire A go for a send? No, they're going to just tuck a little bit behind because of Dirty Air could be a nightmare. York A having a ding-dong with Bizkaya once more, and York A are back ahead of Bizkaya. MTU's catching up as well. There's just so much action happening, Giles.
It is absolutely wheel-to-wheel from the word go. And here's a team that got a bit too wheel-to-wheel, and that's MTU out onto the grass. And they're trying to wait for a moment to get back onto the track. They've reversed out of the way to ensure they get a safe rejoin, but that has put MTU down at the very back of the grid. Meanwhile, at the very front of the grid, all over their rear end and getting a tow, going to the outside, are Hertfordshire's A team on Delft. They go side by side. Delft are just about ahead, but this is not over at all. Both teams millimeters away from each other, and NCME closing in on behind the pair of them as they duke it out. They're slowing each other down and allowing the 3rd place car to come into touching distance. Exeter having a whale of a time in 4th, with all eyes on the battle for the lead. Meanwhile, here is Vigo clawing themselves back up, locking up there, and they go through on Sussex. There was a coming together of those teams earlier. We'll look into what happened there later. Meanwhile, Delft leading. Hertfordshire's A teams trying to find a way through. NCME are right there with them now. They have closed up dramatically. Side by side are the 2 front runners. No margin for error at Interlagos. And away they go. It looks to me like they've just found a bit of clean air, and Delft are pulling away from Hertfordshire. And Hertfordshire, meanwhile, might have to be looking in their rearview mirrors, because here comes NCME. And there's a 3-way duel then for the lead, as a gap of 0.25 seconds settles in. Hertfordshire biding their time. Meanwhile, here comes York A on NCM, on Hull, I should say, sorry. And Hull are trying to get the switch back, but they don't quite manage it. And that looks to me to be Dylan Warren up into 5th, pushed out, trying to make the use of the entire track limits, and he does so, closing down a resurgent Hull A who cannot find the track position and may need to turn their attention to Bizkaya on the approach as Dylan Warren pulls away. Meanwhile, here is University of Leicester, and they've touched, and they have gone in a big way. University of Leicester and Hertfordshire's B team taking each other out there. Talking of Hertfordshire, here comes the A team, and they try to go through on Delft, and they don't quite manage it, but that was a bold move, and if it had worked, it would have been brilliant. And they try again. They go to the outside of Delft, the driver rumoured to be part of the Ferrari drivers, and Hertfordshire's A-team taking it all in their stride, turning this way and that, trying to find a way through. They dive to the inside, but Delft have got a nose ahead, and that's all they need to do to defend the position. NCME biding their time in third, closing up on them with a gap of 0.3 seconds between them and Hertfordshire's A-team, and they close up. The three of them are right there, and Exeter are beginning to enter the fray now as well, Jess.
This is the beauty around this track. If you're in clear air around this type of track and you're closing in, that's going to really help you because you can gain that lap time. Like you were saying, they're just holding each other up the front lot, which is helping Exeter and York A try to catch up too. As Strathclyde up into 10th place, we've got UCLM and we've got Sussex and Surrey. I'm getting confused between the two of them, Giles, because they have similar initials. But we got there in the end.
We got there in the end. Front wing damage for UCLM, I've noticed. Meanwhile, here is Surrey closing in on them. They'll be hoping to capitalise on the imbalance of the downforce on the car from UCLM. Meanwhile, University of Glasgow, we're not used to seeing these guys so far down the running order, but they're doing their best in 15th. A solid 15th, I think that's where they qualified, so they've neither gained nor lost. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. Meanwhile, here's Munster trying to recover. Going through on Hertfordshire's B team. Can they get the switch back here, or are they going to try it round the outside? They're being very bold and trying it round the outside. Wheels touching ever so slightly, I think. And that looks to me, I think they're going to try and out-drag them. Who's going to break first? Hertfordshire's B team have got the inside line, and Munster are just going to have to contend with 19th for now. And they try to get through again. Meanwhile, here is Harriet Watt side by side with Sussex, I think that is, and Harriet Watt go through like a knife through butter, and they lose it like a knife through butter.
Good.
There's no grip. There's no grip at all. They lock up onto the grass, and that's Harriet Watt down, deeper and down, as Status Quo once sang. And that's not the result that Harriet Watt will have wanted. They pull out onto the track.
Looks like they haven't got damage though, Giles, so I think they're okay.
No, I don't think they do, Jess. I think you are right there.
The sensible thing they did was wait until the cars around them get past and then go through. We've seen many times in the sim racing series over the years where people didn't do that, but Harriet Watt did the right thing, waited until everyone else around them went past, and as soon as the last car went past, that's when they carried on their merry way at the moment. Interesting thing for me is, when are they going to make their first stops? Because that is probably going to be halfway into this race. And we could see MCME closing up just a little bit. Hertfordshire A-team's going to get a bit of slipstream, I think, on Delt. But we could see Hull Alumni getting slipstream on UCLM. And they've got a damaged car as well. That does not look like a good car to drive, but they're still going to give it their all. Yes, it's for 14th place, but two damaged cars going toe-to-toe in towards turn one. We could see the pink car was going to take the inside line. It now becomes the outside in towards the centre S's, which is also a tough corner for track limits. Meanwhile, Hertfordshire A's got a beautiful exit past turn 6 in towards turn 7. They go, and you can get a good run into the apex, actually, if you use a bit of the left-hand side curb. But I mean, I think they're starting to pull away for the rest of the field, but hopefully for Bolton, they're going to hope that these two make a mistake. But these two are definitely in the class of the field at the moment, and I know Monty is smiling from ear to ear at the moment. We're not going to say anything more. They're going towards Jungsow now as they enter the lap 7, Giles.
This is all so exciting, Jess. There's so much drama going on from the front to the back. We are on board with Hertfordshire's A-team, who are going to try and get round the outside. Onto the start-finish straight they go. It's going to be a case of who breaks first. The teams are side by side. There's nothing in it as they cross the line to start their next lap. Harriet, that's fantastic between Delft and University of Hertfordshire's A-team. And Delft go through as they had the inside line. Well defended from Delft, but fantastically aggressive driving from Hertfordshire's A-team. Delft will be in within no doubt that their position is precarious as the two teams go side by side once more. Into the left-hander, Delft ahead, Hertfordshire's A-team piling on the pressure as much as they possibly can, neither giving any an inch. Brilliant wheel-to-wheel combat, expertly handled, and this is great. They're going to try around the outside of the right-hander. Are Hertfordshire going to get the switch back here? They're not close enough as it stands. 0.2 seconds between them. NCME waiting in the wings, and there's a little twitch from the front end of Hertfordshire's A team. Are the tyres beginning to go away, Jess? Would now be the time to begin thinking about a pit stop, because the gap between these two is such that the margin does come down to the strategy call from their teams. Their teams will be biting their nails to the quick to make sure they make the right judgment with the pit stops. What would you recommend?
You could tell that there's a bit of sliding going on from Hertfordshire's A team, and when your car starts to slide, that's when the tyres start to give in, and it looks like the rears are not having a good time for Hertfordshire's A team, but they're still closing up to Delft, so maybe in a lap or two's time we would think about potentially going in, but they could stay out for a few more laps, I would say, as Hertfordshire A is going to give another go. This time they go to the outside line, which is unexpected, but Delft covers it through the inside line. Beautiful stuff, but he's going to try and cut in once more. Now, this is going to be interesting, because in real life there would be DRS, but there's no DRS in these Formula 4 cars as we make our way through in towards turn. I might not be those cars, but I always get confused with the type of cars they run. But there we go, in towards turn 5.
There's a back marker off.
And that was close. Car. Oh my goodness, that was close.
That looked to me to be Leicester, Jess, who are the only team that they're lapping at the moment, and they seemed off. I think that was that Leicester? Could we get that?
Yeah, that was Leicester. They're the only one to lap down.
No, what was it, Leicester? I'm not convinced. There was a cloud of smoke. We saw a flash of red.
Can confirm it was Leicester.
They lost it right on the racing line, and that was nearly a massive accident. Huge drama then at Interlagos for the Formula Student Sim Racing Series. 0.25 seconds between the leaders. Meanwhile, here is Hull's A team, and they've got Bizkaia to contend with. Behind them, a gap of 0.8 seconds there.
Is Hull A running a Senna helmet?
Pardon, Jess?
Is Hull A running a Senna helmet? Oh, I might be wrong.
It just yellow.
Yeah, it didn't have the green. Never mind. It looks like a Senna helmet from the distance, but when you look close up, it didn't. Never mind. But Hertfordshire B's not having a good race, but still they're in the top server, so they're still going to score some decent points as Delft takes the lead again. This is going to go on for laps and laps and laps. I think it's just going to come down to strategy at this point of who's going to win this one. They got to time this perfectly, as we got Hertfordshire 18 going side by side in towards turn 4 of the Largo. You can see Delft covering off onto the left-hand side line, and for Delft, this has worked well in their favour. They're going up the hill, which is tricky to go side by side at the best of times, but Hertfordshire is going to try and go around the outside in towards turn number 6. Can't quite do it. Delft covers it very nicely indeed, and that's going to help Delft within these next few corners. I think Delft always has the edge here in terms of strategy. They know when to go for the moves. I think Delft might be a bit better in terms of their tyres, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. Bolton is not catching up as far as we would have liked, or MCME Racing as we like to call it. Meanwhile, Sussex is chasing down Strathclyde for 10th place on the road, and that's going to be good points for them. Hull Limonite has got past Hertfordshire's B team. Glasgow's A team is down in 3rd seat. There's so much action happening in space. Exeter, by the way, having a decent one. They're running on their own. They've got York A chasing them down, but they've got no one directly in front of them to contend with. So if any one of the drivers in the top 3 make a mistake, they could come back to pounce. But I think for them, considering the results they had in the last few races, Giles, Exeter will be content with P4. Meanwhile, Bizkaia is trying to get past Hull A in B6, Giles.
They are indeed. Bizkaia going round the outside. They're a nose ahead. Can they get far ahead enough to close them off? No, they don't. And Bizkaia having to pull back and allow Hull back through. Meanwhile, behind them, Vigo locking up. The tyres are beginning to degrade. The gap between Hertfordshire and Delft is up to 0.75 seconds. We saw it when they tried to make a move earlier. The back went out from underneath them. That gap is now 0.8 seconds. The tyres are cooked. As we've just seen there. There it is. The pair of them, Bizkaia and Hull's A team, both making a meal of their tyres. I don't know whether that was contact or they both lost it simultaneously. I couldn't tell you. We just cut to it and they were going sideways together. Someone will confirm it for us in the comments, I'm sure. but that's allowed plenty of teams to go through. And Vizcaya and Surrey are now on the outer edge of the top 10. Here's Southampton, who benefited from that. Hull A covered very quickly, and they're going to have to try and make a charge on it. 18 minutes on the clock now. Vizcaya down in 9th as a result. And Hull's 18 in 8th. Meanwhile, here is Surrey trying to get through on Sussex.
I'm loving this.
If I was Hertfordshire's 18, I would begin thinking about bringing the driver in for a pit stop. Meanwhile, here is all the action going on over in the second server. If your driver's in the second server and you want to watch that, then head over to the comments on the live stream, and there's a link there to the second server. No commentary tonight. James is away for reasons we'll get on to later. But there is the action as we have it currently coming to us from server 2. We're trying to bring that to you on your screens at the moment. For the vast majority, I think is still.
Oh, there we go.
1. So there we are. There's the split screen. Technology, bear with us.
And as you can see with server 2, Giles, there's I think a bit more action happening, and we see our first pit stop in server 2. So, and I think we're seeing 2 drivers in server 1 pitting, as you can see on the left-hand side.
I can give you a quick update from the second server if you want, guys. I've got the times with me here just now. So, well, is my name. So we've got Exeter B team in first, York B in second, Kingston in third, Aberdeen in fourth, and that is all I can see on the times at the moment.
There's better contact happening in server 1. I think that's involved Exeter. I think. No. Commentator's curse. Oh God. Yeah.
Where are they? They're down in 12th. It's all gone wrong for the team from Devon. Absolute calamity then for Exeter, who were running in a comfortable 4th, and all of a sudden they are now down in 13th position as Hertfordshire's A team stay out and Delft come in. The first of the front runners into the pits, NCME and Delft have both chosen now to dive into the pits. That does surprise me, given that Hertfordshire's tyres were noticeably degrading. The grip from them was going away. I'm
surprised. I thought it would be the other way around.
I thought Hertfordshire would go for the undercut, Jess. Tyre squealing away then as Delft head back out on track. Vigo currently in the pits there. A great swathe of the drivers are in the pits at the moment. Vizcaya, Surrey, Glasgow, York A is just said there. Delft just about to rejoin the track, and they come out side by side with Hull. In fact, they're ahead of Hull just about. But they have got that extra grip of the fresh rubber, so they will go away rather quickly, I'm sure.
That just shows how that just shows the instant that we missed because we were following server 2. That just shows the gap that Delft and Hertfordshire were able to pull. So with them coming out ahead of them, that is very, very great to see at the moment. Southampton avoided that. They're in second on the road. They're still yet to pit, of course, but with Hertfordshire having the clear air, is that going to help them, or are they going to struggle a bit on tyres? We're going to see as they come in to the pits with 15 minutes left to go. Let us know in the chat who you're rooting for to win this one. I won't be surprised if they come in. Well, they had to respond. They had to come in, so they're going through. And we're going to follow.
21-second gap, Jess. 21 seconds. Here on your timing screens, Dan, look out for Delft. Where are they, and are they going to come through ahead of Hertfordshire? I mean, no.
You're looking for the red dot, Giles. You're looking for the red dot, top of the map, number 58, the red triangle on its way, coming along the start-finish line now.
They are.
That's going to be a massive undercut.
It was inevitable. It was always going to happen. The question is, on the fresh rubber, can Hertfordshire make the fight back to the very front of the grid?
It's going to be close.
Pushing it through the pit exit. It is indeed going to be close as they thunder through the curves alongside the Armco. It's flashing away. Here come Delft alongside them. This is going to be very close indeed, and that is Delft ahead. And that's Hertford. Sorry, is it Delft ahead?
Yeah, it is Delft ahead, Giles. And you probably want to know how big the gap is. Delft had a 2-second undercut on Hertfordshire. Hertfordshire's tyres were struggling. Hertfordshire made a mistake of leaving it a lap too late. Delft came in at the right time, and guess what? They're in the lead. If Hertfordshire went into the pits at the same time, they would have been within touching distance of Delft. So strategy blunders for Hertfordshire A team, unfortunately, but a really good strategy masterclass from Delft there. Pretty much a 2-second undercut on their rival.
I wonder whether they ran. Oh, there's a twitch there from Vigo. I was wondering whether Delft were anticipating Hertfordshire coming in at the same time as them. I thought they would
potentially, yeah.
do the undercut, and they didn't. I really am quite staggered by that call from Hertfordshire. I will not lie to you. There, meanwhile, it's Hull A heading out of the pit exit onto the track. They come out in 18th position ahead of their alumni team and behind the Italians of UCLM. Meanwhile, Miss Mayor Pumpkins says, sad the pit crew skins can't be texted to look like the commentators. You don't want to see us. You don't want to see us. Hearing us is enough. Meanwhile, here's Leicester trying to go through on Hull's alumni team. Waiting for their moment. There's a moment to dive down the inside there and they get closed off. Hull's alumni team holding track position and holding the racing line. Taking a wide angle into turn 1. The left-hander out of the start-finish straight. Can Leicester contend with the alumni team with the extra experience? We know Leicester are incredibly quick on a karting track, but they seem to be struggling. They've not had the best of luck this evening in the full-length race. Can they have best of luck in the sprint? What have you got, Monty?
I'm just going to say, so that's not Hull alumni, that's Southampton in front of them. So I think what
Leicester's a lap down.
Behind. Yeah, they're a lap behind, so what they don't want to do is unlap themselves and ruin Southampton's race. But as Southampton have fallen wide and ruined their own race, after you, Leicester, right, you can crack on now.
I was looking at the timing board. I hadn't quite clocked that they're a lap down. Do excuse me. Meanwhile, Matty says Dylan Warren on a fab recovery drive. Dylan Warren in fourth. Fourth was occupied by Exeter. Jess, you seem to think there was contact there that sent Exeter all the way down the running order. What led you to think that?
Yeah, I think because when we were seeing Saber 2, I saw a green car just had a spin, like they're making contact in on the entry into turn 6, and I had a feeling it was Exeter. I did see the timings, and I was right. So I think what Exeter have got to do is maybe like a splash and dash potentially to try and stay ahead, and because they're 5th at the moment, but they're still yet to pit, I believe. So they're. It's going to be a danger of them not pitting and then running out of fuel and tyres, or pitting and then they're going to lose out on places. So no matter what, it's a bit of catch-22. They're going to lose out no matter what, unfortunately, as long as they can keep going actually. But meanwhile, Delft has pulled a 3-second gap on Hertfordshire's A team. That's the difference to what clear air does to you, and dirty air doesn't help you, to be honest. And because Delft is not battling anyone, they're able to increase the gap on Hertfordshire's A team by a staggering amount, especially with them having less fuel now. Glasgow's A team, we've got the battle of the Scottish teams for the top 10. We're going to see who comes out on top. Will it be Glasgow or will it be Strathclyde? Well, we're going to have to wait and see. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. I think most teams have pitted, but there are still some teams yet to box. Big Southampton being one of those teams that haven't boxed yet. Will that gamble pay off? Well, we've mentioned it many times that, as we've seen, Glasgow Way had a little bit of an off there in towards turn 5. I don't think that's allowed, but we will cross that bridge when we get to it. We're on 15 laps now.
They're allowed 3 chances of doing that before they start clocking up the penalties. It's definitely
good.
Glasgow's at the moment with Strathclyde and Glasgow. I'm just looking at the state of their car, like the front wing, the scratches on the side, the mangled rear wing.
They make a bit of contact.
Yeah, anyone would have thought that this car's been at the Wetherspoons outside Glasgow Queen Street Station. It's kind of renowned for your face looking like that on a Friday evening. So, yeah, I wouldn't advise that one for anyone either. Anyway, back to the racing.
Back to the racing indeed. Glasgow hunting down their fellow Glaswegians of Strathclyde. Meanwhile, here's Vigo in 6th. Vigo ahead of Southampton and Bizkaya. Ahead of them is Exeter. Exeter yet to pit. They do have the track to themselves, though, and it does beg the question, do they need to pit when it comes to tyres? Or are they better off staying out holding position, trying to open that gap up to Vigo, and then do, as Jess said, and do a splash and dash? I would argue the latter currently, unless they really are desperate to make a charge on Dylan Warren. But there's a 10-second gap there, and with their car yet to pit, the tyres are just not going to be there to mount that charge. I reckon a defensive for the next 9 minutes might be the way to go for the team from Devon. Meanwhile, here comes Strathclyde and Glasgow. Strathclyde ahead, Glasgow right there with them. And they are well away, really losing it there. I may have cursed them. Whoopsie daisy. Sorry, guys.
And I don't think they pitted either.
And that really hasn't gone well, because through come MTU, taking full advantage of that significant off from Glasgow. They dive down the inside. MTU pulling away them from one Glaswegian team and closing in on the second. University of Strathclyde now ahead of them. And what can MTU do about it?
It looked like Glasgow's rear wing looked bent. I might be wrong, but Glasgow's car did not look the best at the moment, so that's why they've lost quite a bit of time. But we do have 8 minutes still to go of this one. Hull Alumni is also a car that's lapped the car down, so that is a car that you can see behind us on your screen. Meanwhile, Hertfordshire's A team have been now chased down by Bolton. So Bolton's strategy has worked well. MCME Racing, I always have to keep referring to that, but with MCME also pitting at the right time, they're able to close in on Hertfordshire A team. I wonder if Hertfordshire A is struggling a little bit in terms of pace, not having the toe from Delt. They are losing significant time on Hertfordshire A, and with MCME Racing right on the gearbox pretty much. This is going to be wheel-to-wheel racing between the pair of them. And we also got Southampton that has just lapped Leicester, I believe. Yep, that's correct. Southampton has just lapped Leicester.
Here we are then, the running order as things stand, with nearly a 4-second gap after a masterclass in pit strategy. We did think it would come down to it. Delft are leading, with University of Hertfordshire in second, NCME in third, York A in fourth, in fifth is Exeter. Matty has pointed out Exeter have pitted for fuel at least, otherwise they would have run out of fuel by now. Meanwhile, Vigo are in sixth, in seventh it is Southampton, Biscaya in eighth, Surrey in ninth, in 10th it is USMA. That is Strathclyde's A team. They're ahead then just about of MTU. MTU, their brakes glowing as they close in on the second Glaswegian team. They've already got past one of them, University of Glasgow, oddly enough. Meanwhile, Hertfordshire's B team are in 13th. Sussex are in 14th. Harriet Watt in 15th there on your screens now. Queen Mary down in 16th. Are not their best run of results in this race, I must say. Could it be their drop round? Quite possibly. UCLM in 17th, Hull's A team in 18th, Hull's alumni team in 19th, and there's a cloud of smoke there. Potentially they've locked up by the looks of that. And University of Leicester, they are, well, they're being lapped, unfortunately.
The bottom two teams are lapped, Giles. They're not having the best of races. Let's hope they can redeem themselves in race 2, where we go to the sprint race, which will happen just a little bit later on after Formula Student News, which is partnered by Formula Student Online podcast. Which you haven't done so already, please subscribe, because the recent Aston Martin podcast has just come out with Giles and Shell interviewing Millie, and I really enjoyed that episode, so if you haven't checked it out yet, please do. Meanwhile, MTU has just got past Strathclyde in towards the top 10, so MTU strategy is definitely working with them today.
That's interesting, Jess. Look at that.
Yeah, Strathclyde, no.
Strathclyde were off. They had a coming together with MTU. MTU potentially made a move. Did Strathclyde buckle under the pressure? Was there contact?
We don't know because we didn't see it.
We'd like to find out. But regardless, that's allowed not only MCU to go through, but Glasgow as well. And that is Vigo finally have gone through on Exeter. It was only a matter of time. A valiant effort from Exeter to recover. They were in fourth. There was a disaster. They were down into 12th. They chose to dive into the pits for a splash and dash. I believe they haven't changed their tyres, and they were able to get out into fifth. And as a result, their tyres are, for lack of a better phrase, ancient. They should have enough fuel to get them through, but whether they've got enough rubber is the question. They are
Southampton's done the same.
They're staying with Vigo. Our Exeter.
Southampton's done the same, Giles. They've done a splash and dash too, so they were near the bottom as well. They have also done a splash and dash, but Hertfordshire, they're in danger of losing out to second place on MCME Racing if they're not careful, so they've got to get a move on here. Of course, they were the ones that pitted a little bit late, and if I were them, I would have pitted the same time as Delft to stand a good chance of winning this one, but that is not the case at the moment. Southampton closing on Exeter, which should be interesting. Sorry, carry on, Giles.
I've got to point out NCME, 0.5 seconds between themselves and Hertfordshire. All eyes have been on Hertfordshire's A team closing in on Delft, and now all of a sudden, talking of Hertfordshire, by the way, Harriet Watt mounting the pressure on Hertfordshire's B team as Sussex coming to view in the rear end there. Harriet Watt going through then on the inside of the guys from, oh, maybe not. Although Hertfordshire's B team did have a significant off. Can they capitalise it? Harriet Watt are going to have to put their foot down to really try and make a move here, and they're side by side, but they're not quite close enough, and they haven't got the right line. And Harriet Watt backing off there, didn't quite capitalise on the big off from Hertfordshire's B team, and that has allowed Sussex to close in as Harriet Watt chose to take interesting lines to try and find a way through on Hertfordshire's B team. Didn't quite do so, making full use of the track limits there. The 3 cars closing in now. Harriet Watt lining up onto the start-finish straight to put their foot down and get through on the team from Hertfordshire. The B team from Hertfordshire under pressure then from Harriet Watt. As they look to the outside, look to the inside, which way are they going to go? They double bluff it, and they get the inside line. A brilliant move from Harriet Watt, and they dive through, and that is absolutely fantastic racing. They sold them a dummy, but the Hertfordshire's B team have got the switch back, and they close out Harriet Watt after a blinding move from Harriet Watt. They couldn't make it stick. Incredible defence from Hertfordshire's B team, with Sussex closing in on the pair of them. If you two are going to duke it out, I want a slice of the pie, please, guys. Say Sussex, and they're side by side again. Are Harriet Watt and Hertfordshire's B team. Through the left-hander they go. Harriet Watt just a little behind, and nose ahead are Hertfordshire's B team. They go through them. They're side by side once more. They're 3 abreast. This is spectacular stuff, and Harriet Watt have got the inside line, and they are through now, surely. Yes, they are. Harriet Watt take it. They are up into 13th. Sussex, meanwhile, suddenly have got Queen Mary to contend with right all over there. Where they touch. They touch. And that's the front wing surely damaged on the Queen Mary car as they touch the rear end of Sussex, getting a little too close for comfort without a way round.
This is getting very tense, Giles, towards the end of this one, with 1 minute and 40 seconds to go. Yes, the battle at the front is, a foregone conclusion, but the battles from second all the way to, 8th or 9th is getting quite intense at the moment.
You say it's a done conclusion. I'm not convinced NCME won't have something to say about it before the 1 minute 20 on the clock runs out.
Exactly.
As Harriet Watt have got through then and they're up to 13th. Can NCME make up a position in the same way? We've seen it is possible, but they've got to be a lot closer than that. The gap currently 0.45 seconds between Hertfordshire's A team and NCME. They qualified in pole. Did the A team from Hertfordshire, both them and the team from Delft, duking it out for a whole half a race. It was incredibly close, and it came down to a pit stop strategy. Delft came in a lap earlier. We're in agreement here in the commentary box. Hertfordshire could have come in on that lap and should have done, but they didn't, and they're suffering as a result. They've lost the first position. They could be about to lose second as well. Squirming along the track, using up every inch of tarmac and their tyres as well, is NCME trying to get onto the second on the podium. They've got only this lap to do it. In fact, less than 1 lap between them and the end of this race. And what can they do? Talking of the end of this race, Delft absolutely dominant for the second half. From the pit stops onwards, they've just been in a league of their own, pulled away from the rest. Talking of the rest, it's 0.35 seconds now.
It's close.
They are really going to have to get closer than this. If they want to make a move, it's going to come to the line. I'm sure of it, Jess. As here they go through the chicane, onto the switchback. They aren't close enough. Are NCME to make a move yet on Hertfordshire's A team? But Hertfordshire will be looking in their rearview mirrors. They've opened the gap to 0.6 seconds. Have Hertfordshire. They are desperate to cling on to second place, and why wouldn't they be? NCME, a valiant drive, but they aren't close enough to make a move. The clock has run out. The checkered flag beckons the top 3, and here it comes then for our race winners of round 4, race 1. It is Delft who will be taking the checkered flag. This driver's first appearance in the Sim Racing Series, and they cross the line to take victory. An absolutely spellbinding race from the Delft. And that's a fantastic result for Hertfordshire's A team as they cross the line in second, holding off NCME with a late start. Dylan Warren back in the mix and up into 4th. Vigo coming through.
Southampton, Exeter, they were closing up as well on that last couple of laps, but as we got V across the line in 5th, fair play to Exeter. I believe they didn't pit and they made the 0 stop work. Yes, they should have been 4th, but 6th place for them after that contact earlier on. Great comeback.
Fairly certain they did a splash and dash, I will be honest, based on the feedback we got from Matty in the comments.
Yeah, there was a splash and dash, sorry. But yeah, they will stayed on the same tyres for the entire race, which is fair play to them.
Yeah, massive fair play to those guys. So the top 10 rounded out there by MTU. What a race. What a race. Yeah, Monty, your face says it better than I ever could.
That
Absolutely
was
stunning.
a phenomenal first half of the race, I thought. That was just so close, and it was amazing how decisive the pit stop strategies were. It did calm down after that, but you couldn't take it for granted either, could you?
Yeah, no, absolutely. It was on a razor's edge from start to finish for one reason or another. There was great wheel-to-wheel action from lights out to the checkered flag. Congratulations to everybody who raced in that. Exeter, big standouts for us here, as were a great recovery drive from Dylan Warren, undeniably. Meanwhile, that battle between Delft and Hertfordshire's A-team is one for the books here in the Sim Racing Series. Gutted for Hertfordshire's A-team. Wrong call on the pit strategy, but then again, when you're under that much pressure, you might want to try and open the gap up. I can see what they were going for. It just didn't quite work out, and that's the art of racing and what we're trying to teach here with the Sim Racing Series. And also a big up to NCME. Really great stuff from them as well. Meanwhile, we've got a VT to show you. After the VT, we'll have in the commentary box with us the driver from Delft, hopefully. So for now, I'll say the classic line. Monty, roll VT.
And we're safe. Right, let's do this. Jess, let's go and grab our driver.
Yep, I am sending them the link.
Brilliant.
Recently, we finished our design phase and have begun building Stag 12. Our new
So this is a good length video, actually, I think.
We've even had our team over 400 members working.
We've got 4 minutes. So
Right,
this should be
I've sent him the link, so...
Brilliant.
The ASCS for Formula Student Germany and doing some tear out calculations for our bolts. Currently making all of the drawings for the TSAC panels so that they can be released soon to be all welded.
Let's grab him.
So we are designing a PCB top.
This surface sucks.
We've been working on.
Brilliant.
You should be reading the chat and Discord at the moment. The banter about Scotland's mum. No pressure, but me and your mum are in a tight cuddle and wishing you well. Rob Eldon's responded with, "If you're with his mum, then who the fuck am I with?"
Oh!
Amazing.
Oh, it's amazing.
Monty, I don't have time to run and get a glass of water, do I?
You have 2 minutes.
Okay, cool.
Run!
Run. Yeah. No. Brilliant. There we are. He's in. Right, time to move him over. Right, let's do this.
Yeah, close every voice channel.
Right. Hello. Can you hear us?
I can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me okay?
Woo!
Loud and clear. Fair bloody play. That was a nice drive. We've got about 2 minutes until we're going live again, so we're just checking to make sure everything's working.
Oh, yeah, your camera's on. Good.
Camera's on. Oh, jeepers, it's showing 30s at the moment. We definitely don't want that. Hold fire. We definitely don't want that. Come on, Google. You can do this. Drive.
You can tell he drives for Ferrari, can't you?
And Giles is back.
Hello.
we go,
Sorry, I had to go and
yes.
get a glass of water.
I
All
could
good,
tell.
yeah, all good. Sake, come
Oh,
on.
We're on, Monty.
Oh, no, we're not.
No, we're not. No, we're not. Don't do that to me. We've got about another 60 seconds.
Oh, look at this. Oh, this is brilliant.
What am I
it's
looking
beautiful.
Look at
What the heck is this? Oh, for God.
Yeah, this was Southampton's Olympics.
Amazing.
Oh, the curling. Oh, it was the curling you were talking about.
Oh, he did the
Right.
finger. Hey.
What are we looking for? We're looking for 58D.
Oh.
That's a good. Do listen.
Oh, I'm definitely going to react to that. This is like
Is
with
it just T Delft? Right, there we are.
you
Perfect.
yeah.
Done. 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 Done.
Refresh.
Shit. Not gonna be ready in time. Moving back to you three.
Well, that's had me in fits of laughter. And can you tell we had the Winter Olympics recently? I love the little Canadian touch that we had going on there with the cone in place of a. I've forgotten how. What are they called in curling? What are they called?
Curling.
Yeah, I know it's curling, but what are the things that they're throwing along on the ice called?
Stones.
Stones. See, when you do bowls on a green field, no one gives a damn, and then as soon as you put it on ice, it's the most interesting thing ever. Apart from that race, that was amazing, and look who we've got in the commentary box.
Woo! It is our race winner from Team Delt. First of all, welcome to Formula Students in Racing Series, your first win in the series, and for the university as well. How does it feel?
That feels pretty good. It was quite a race, wasn't it? Especially at the start. I signed up for this race to have fun, but I was definitely sweating during that first half of the race. That was good stuff.
It looked like you had a bit of fun, and Brazil is definitely one of those tracks to do so. So you qualified on the front row, P2, probably the best position in my opinion, you taking the inside line. How was that battle before you pitted between yourself and Hertfordshire A? Because it looks like you were locked in, making the moves at the right times.
I mean, the battle was really good. I think it was squeaky clean as well. Just completely fair driving, giving each other space. So that was great to see as well. So fair play to him. And I just didn't have any.
Sorry, Monty. You'll need to enable Discord to get the audio because
we on to Plan B. We on to Plan B. Right. Yeah. Bear with us a second. Then it's that's strange because it's showing your sound for me here. Right. Bear with. Let's go for a Plan B.
Stand by. Bear with, caller.
Okay.
I would also like to reply to a comment here that we've had from Marthinarus Marius, who says things like this are why the top teams in the world don't come to FS UK anymore. It's called having a sense of humour. Have a laugh.
Right. Can we see if we can hear Isaac talk again?
Yes. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yep, stream. Can you hear me? We'll carry on. We'll start again, chat. Anyway, your first win in the series. How's it feel?
Feels really very good. GG's to Garibaldi as well. As I said before, I don't know if you were able to hear me, but I signed up to the race for fun, but of course to represent University Delft and the Dutch racing team. Yeah, I was sweating in that first half, not gonna lie. Didn't have any time to rest with the pressure all the time, going for an overtake, defending, and it was really quite intense. And then finally, I came out of the pits a little bit ahead, so I had a little bit more space to relax, get the tires to work a little bit better as well. So that was a bit more relaxed, I would say. But I think it was quite entertaining to watch as well that first half.
Honestly, I think me and Gerald, especially in the commentary box, were really enjoying it because both of you left each other space as well. Were you a bit shocked that Hertfordshire didn't follow you in? Because I think if Hertfordshire did follow you in, it would have been close again. But what made you pit when you did?
Well, my fuel number on my dash, basically. I wasn't able to do one more lap. I saw them. Yeah, I saw them. They dropped off a couple of tens in the final couple of laps, and I already kind of was suspecting because it was really close to make another lap. So I kind of was suspecting they were saving a bit of fuel. Not sure if they did. Might have to ask. So I wasn't that surprised that they were going long. I was just very worried that they would put in like a big lap as an overcut. But quite a relief to see a bit of a gap behind as well when I came out of the pits. And then I had Maddie running some calculations to make sure I didn't screw up my fuel number because I was a bit surprised by the gap, but all good in the end.
Luckily, you were able to save a bit towards the end as Hertfordshire A and MCME Racing were battling near the front, which is great to see. So, obviously, you were running the Joker as well. Obviously, you probably think your team made the right decision picking it for your first race. Do you think that made a slight difference?
I think so. As of course, in any championship, it's hard to come in and to be competitive in any championship, especially from a student as well. So that helps for sure. So big thanks for putting that on me, and I think the result is makes it worthwhile as well.
Honestly, it's great to have people like you in the sim racing series, racing for a bit of fun as well, because of course you're used to racing in different sims as well, and of course you race a lot in single seaters, GTs as well. Was it hard to get used to the single seaters on Assetto Corsa, or did you just pick it up quite naturally based on the amount of sims that you run on a daily basis in your own team?
It did take a little bit, because it's been a while since I've driven Assetto Corsa, but the Tatus is the Formula 4 car is a car that I was decently familiar with, although a couple of years ago since I've driven it. But it did take me a bit to, you get to a certain time, and then it takes a couple more laps to really get to the top times. And I mean, I didn't get pole, so that shows as well that it's
doesn't matter.
Very competitive. So really happy with the start and able to defend as well. But no, it was a really, I mean, props to the organization as well for choosing this car check combo, because I think it gave us quite a show as well in the first part of the race.
Absolutely, absolutely. Comment here from Leo Garibali, who I suspect was driving against you for Hertfordage's A team, saying no fuel save, just had extra fuel after staying behind. Just a great race. And fair enough, fair enough. I mean, it was sublime. It was almost like watching a ballet. It was brilliant to see. There was no incursions into each other's cars. It was just brilliant wheel-to-wheel action. So very well done there. And it's nice to see Delft have got 2 drivers now. Will we see more Delft drivers joining the team and a bigger sim racing team from Delft in this series?
Possibly. So I joined the team in February. Been working there full time since.
Wow.
So I know as well a couple of other sim racers have joined the team. So might become a bit more of a force, perhaps. Let's see. Don't want to say.
Don't put our hopes up.
I don't know.
If you repeat that performance, then I would suggest it would be worth hopping over the channel and joining us at Williams for the grand final.
Yeah, perhaps we'll see. But that, I mean, it's really nice to have a competition like this. Of course, I do this for fun because I also do a lot of competition races, but the competitive spirit in me, I cannot do any sim race for fun anymore. It always has to be, it has to be competitive. But it's really a nice, how do you say, a breath of fresh air as well, that we can have a really competitive race, but really clean as well, which you don't see very often anymore.
It was cleaner than my flat, and I spent most of the day cleaning it.
Exactly, that's what I mean. So that's good.
Brilliant.
Yeah, thank you so much, Isaac, for joining us as well. And we can't wait to join you for the rest of the sim racing series. But who's racing for you in the second race, in the sprint?
That will be Mehdi, my vehicle dynamics chief.
Oh, nice.
I shared the setup with him, and let's see how he does. But I think the next split will be quite tough as well, quite competitive.
Yeah, fingers crossed he gets into Server 1 so Delft can continue scoring points tonight. We'll let you go and help him. And well done for giving Delft's first win of the Sim Racing Series.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Over to you, Giles.
Thank you ever so much. Real pleasure. What a very nice chap. And his first race and his first winning outright. There might be something going on with these Ferrari sim races because Dylan Warren's up there with them, I think, if I'm right. I could well be wrong.
Yeah,
I think he is a Ferrari sim racer as well, isn't he?
Yeah, but he's more an F1 specialist, whereas this guy, he races like everywhere. iRacing, ACC. He doesn't race in F1, but he races in all the other series. So I think the fact that he was able to adapt to Assetto Corsa very quickly, even though he found it tricky to begin with, it just shows the skills that every sim racer has to have in order to race well. Yes, you may be good in just one sim, but in order to be a good sim racer, you've got to learn to adapt to multiple sims, and I can't even do that. So shout out there. And the fact that Delft are going to continually develop the team to become really great, it's going to be awesome. And it just shows that the sim racers in those top esports teams, they don't just want to be racing in their esports team. They want to be helping their universities, which is really great to see. And it gives the universities with less experienced drivers some experiences in coaching as well, Giles.
Yes, indeed, it does indeed, and I must say, it's been a real pleasure to see that.
I was just going to add to this. I think I said at the beginning of the season, give them half a season to get up to speed, and we see some fireworks in the second half.
And we just
here
did.
Here we are at round 4, and Delta doing what Delta are renowned for doing in Formula Student around the world. So, wow, fair play, guys.
Meanwhile, Jermaine Mongu Ganad. I can't do it. I can't do it. Try that again. German Mong Ganzaus says SE71 es un fenomeno, which he said translates as amazing number 71. I say he, could be a she, could be a they, could be anything you want to be. But regardless, they have said amazing number 71. So great stuff there from all the drivers. But right now, it's time to do my favourite bit of the night. It's time to do the Formula Student News. And we kick off with sad news. I'm sorry, but we've got to be serious for a moment.
No, we don't. We start off with our partner, Giles.
Oh, no, we do indeed. Of course, no. As ever, Formula Student News is supported by Formula Student Online. Nearly.
Then we'll go into then we'll go to it.
The worst bit is I had the itinerary up. I was reading off it and I missed the line about FSO.
Giles.
I know.
I'm making a joke of that.
Do it. Right, let Monty introduce this bit, Giles.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go.
Well, they are Formula Student Online. The Formula Student Online podcast, available now on YouTube. We've had a fantastic new episode released, myself and Cheryl. Monty was there, and we were interviewing Millie from Aston Martin Aramco Formula 1 team. And I have to say, hold my hands up. I know it's a bit self-serving because I'm in it, but genuinely, my absolute favourite episode that we've done so far. I think it's incredibly insightful, both in terms of engineering, Millie's personal story, and also the soft skill side of engineering. I just think the whole thing was brilliant from start to end. I can really recommend giving it a watch.
You could have turned that one into a TED Talk quite easily, so I would recommend it, guys. Go and hop into Formula Student Online. We'll play the video again at the end, so you can grab that barcode if you're not following us already. Yeah, really, really
subscribe.
Good podcast to talk to subscribe to. Thank you. There we are. As you can tell, guys, this broadcast is polished with a pig's muck, so there you go. You have to excuse us between our misintroductions and miswordings and that. Hey, it's all for the students, though. Anyway, on to serious stuff, Giles. We've got big news this week, haven't we?
We have got a lot of news to get through, and we kick off with sad news. You may have seen it if you follow the world of Formula Student in the rest of your day-to-day, but if not, I'm afraid to say that one of our favourite teams here at the Sim Racing has suffered significant damage to their team. There was a fire at Vigo, and as you can see there, it's gutted their workshop and gutted in a significant way. Everything from hardware to materials to even the initial beginnings, as you can see there, of their new car for the season have all been damaged in the fire. I believe, I'm reading the translation, so I'm not 100% certain, but I believe it started in the autoclave and it's caused every Formula Student team's worst nightmare. You can see it on your screens there. They have set up a GoFundMe, and I think it would be remiss of us not to share it. It's the Formula Student community. We're there as a global family. You can see it on your screens there. And if you've got anything, any spare change to hand, pounds, cents, euros, dollars, whatever, that you feel that you can donate to Vigo to get them back up and running and back out onto the international Formula Student circuit, please do so. I know times are tough, both nationally and internationally, both here in the UK and globally, with everything in the uncertain state that it's currently in, but equally, it breaks our hearts to see a Formula Student team go through something like this, and if you can, please do donate.
And Monty's putting the link in the chat very soon, so if you can't read quite what they're saying on the URL, you could do so. Wait, hold on.
I'm trying to, but apparently it's too long. There's a character limit on YouTube comment. How about that?
Oh,
so
no.
guys, if you want to donate to this, so it's GoFundMe and just type in University of Vigo Motorsport, and then you'll be able to find the page that way. I'll try and find a shorter URL to put in there afterwards, but yes, I've got a character limit.
You can shorten it through some software as well, so
yeah, I'll see if I can do that once we're playing the other videos, just to pop it in
Yeah,
there, guys. But
might as well.
It's a GoFundMe page, and it's University of Vigo Motorsport. We're absolutely gutted to see what's happened to the community here, and this only gives them 4 months now to try and rebuild a car, if they can get the funds together. And a huge well done to those who have already raised £9,000 euros, beg your pardon, for the university in such a short period of time. This has only been live a couple of days.
That's the 25% of the way there. If you've got anything to hand that you feel that you can donate to them, then please do. I'm not used to things being kind of so serious in the sim racing news, in the Formula Student news. Shall we go back to the usual silly shenanigans and updates and all the rest of it?
Let's do it.
We've got some Glaswegians here to help us turn it back into a typical Formula Student.
Glasgow!
Shall we do it, guys?
Glasgow!
Roll VT!
Row VT. And we're safe.
Can you turn the music off, please? So I can. There we go.
Yeah.
Thank you. Ah!
Crash out. And Aaron terrorizes a close in Christen.
Right, I'm turning it up. Hold on.
Welcome to GCU Racing. We're here in our workshop in the Charles Oakley Laboratories in Glasgow Caledonian University. Recently tidied for.
You guys are aware that my dad was literally born on Glasgow Caledonian's campus.
What?
Murray here with
Back in the 1960s, it was a maternity hospital.
Oh, that's so cool.
And then built the university. So my dad was literally born. It was really strange. We went to where he was born. There's a memorial to
Caledonia or Strathclyde?
A couple of members here.
Oh shit, yeah, Strathclyde. Sorry.
Update videos, something.
I get confused.
I remember this story.
They're blue.
And it changes every time.
I know they're blue. It's not GCU and Strathclyde are both blue and from Glasgow. It's not my fault.
To just outside Cumbernauld to pick up a nice glass
By
panel
Strathclyde,
for our
excuse me.
manufacturer. I arrived at the place and I was set of flats, had a couple of stories up to go. So I went up, got all the small pieces, the legs, the bolts, and took them to my car. I went back up, picked up the panel, and decided
Also, I'm still annoyed about that comment about bloody international events.
Mark McDonald, and decided to.
Yeah, it's a fair one to say. To be fair, I don't disagree with it.
Unfortunately, the panel failed.
Because the teams have got a sense of humour, that all of a sudden that's why no one takes FS UK seriously.
I done my best.
Exactly.
And I just had to
What? People should have sense of humour. They're university students, for Christ's sake.
Next, you can hear from our lovely electrical head, Reese, and one of the other
Hey.
Got the link out.
Callum, who
There
will
we
be talking about their wiring.
Good on you.
So we've got all
Did you delete the comment, or did they delete the comment?
For harness manufacture to begin, just
They
as
must
soon
have
as
deleted
our
it.
wire order comes in.
Then they didn't know that we would have read it. Well, we read almost every comment in the
maybe Rennie
chat.
did.
Our
Maybe
driver
Rennie
display,
did. She's
as well
moderating
as
it.
bench testing our.
By the way, are you looking at the video? They're using exhaust pipes and steering wheels as their mic pieces.
Oh, that's
Is that the steering wheel? No, that is the steering wheel. Sorry, excuse me. that is the
Oh,
steering wheel.
really? Oh,
Actually,
nice.
the one on the right is using a Henry Hoover head.
We can just pull it down, snip it, no bother.
Oh,
We're going straight into another video after this, by the way. So
which one is next? Oh, Bizkaya.
Bizkaya.
Yes.
GCU Racing.
and then I'll bring it on to us afterwards. Just remember, I've got to go back to the game at 5:30. So just for context,
So we got 15 minutes.
Yeah, but we've got 9 pieces to go through. We'll be rattling through this quite quickly.
Yeah.
Components in preparation.
This is the longest video.
Accurate order.
That's all right then.
It's looking good now. Should hopefully fill up.
25 seconds.
Days when
And then moving straight to Biscaya.
Yeah, that's everything from us.
Should we go through a few at a time as well? So we're like.
That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Oh,
yes.
okay. Cool.
So we're going straight through to Biscaya's, and then it's back to us afterwards. And then it's more like open videos, which we can talk over. But these are
Oh, right. Yeah. Right.
Right. So there we are. This is why I'm so impressed with Biscaya. Look at them.
Absolutely. I love
They
that.
have it on their desk. Well, that's how I first started. Was with a Logitech G29 on my desk.
Yep.
I want to talk about that because the thing is, as much as having these race setups like NCME do, where you've got the chassis of a car. And all of
When
this,
you're
that, and the
first
other.
starting out, it's always good to start like. You don't have to be basic.
Right,
anyway,
here we go. Back to us in 3, 2, 1.
Huge thanks to Bizkaya and Glasgow Caledonian for sending those in to us. And can you tell the Winter Olympics were recently, and the Para-Winter Olympics are going on right now. It's almost like curling had the country in a vice. I really enjoyed both of those. Glasgow's coming in with a classic Scottish sense of humour. And I'm also genuinely really impressed and pleased to see Bizkaya's setup isn't anything particularly fancy. And the democratization of motorsport is one of my favorite things about this series, because we're here to teach engineering motorsport as best we can without the need for expensive setups or to go out on track. By using the sim, it makes it far cheaper, and even more so when you're using a Logitech wheel like they were there, and yet they're still incredibly competitive. So whilst we saw last round out NCME being incredibly cool with their setup, which is in an old car chassis that's been adapted, and they've got the curved screens there where the windshield would be, which is fantastic to have, and they've got it, and they're taking full advantage of it, and why wouldn't they? But equally, Bizkaya there proving that you don't necessarily need all of that to be competitive, and I'm really excited by that.
100% agree. This is how Jess started. This is how I started back in the day. And to be fair, this is still how I do sim racing 20 years on now. JJ Racing was always renowned for turning up on a budget. People were turning up with 10, 15 grand worth of kit. And I would always drive with a Logitech G27, like them, or G29. Money doesn't buy you victory, and this ties directly back into the whole purpose of the Formula Student Sim Racing series, because for so many people to get into motorsport, it's about who you know, not what you know, which gets you into the industry. This gives people a chance, and I kid you not when I said this, that they can do this from their bedroom and prove their worth. We just had video evidence of it there. Those who won the Formula Student contest outright last year, they're competing against professionals, professional esports competitors, as we've just seen a Ferrari esports one. They're doing this from their bedroom with someone sat beside them with a laptop going, pit this lap, to prove their worth. How inclusive is that, guys?
I absolutely love everything about it, and it's one of the things amongst commentating with you guys that makes me proud to be part of this sim racing series. I think it does everything that we want it to do on Formula Student, and it does the stuff that we can't necessarily do with the car build and the stuff out on track. This, like the pit stop strategies and the data analysis live, the results like that sort of stuff that doesn't necessarily happen all the time with Formula Student on track. It does in some cases, but not always. This is a great democratizer. I need to stop saying that word, otherwise I'm going to sound like Madonna when COVID hit. But anyway, talking of actual
Giles.
Hey, look, I'm not in a bath of milk yet, so don't panic. More to the point, talking of actual on-track action, shall we talk about De Montfort?
Yes.
100%. Right, guys, you've got to listen to this, okay? So, De Montfort, they were doing some testing, and they sent us some clips of the car testing. Now, listen to this engine, okay? We're going to flip over, and just have a listen. It's a short clip, but enjoy.
I love a Formula Student engine going at full chat. Love that.
Oh, brilliant.
And you're not the only one, because they decided to turn this into a meme which I approve of. So let's have a look at this one together, guys, because I 100% agree.
Yes!
Oh.
I can't do it. It's too difficult. I love that. Honestly.
Because race car. Because race car. I think that's all that matters, guys. Because race car. Oh, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Giles's picture has. Oh no.
It was his audio. It was his audio.
That's right. I thought we lost you for a second there, Giles. Can you still hear us?
I can still hear you. You can still hear me. There was a momentary lapse of connection. We're all good now. Don't panic, Mr. Mannering.
That's fine. That's okay. Just before I get the music back on, I wanted to show another clip. So that's everything that De Montfort shared with us. And fair play, guys. That car sounds beautiful. And I can't wait to see that in Silverstone. Now, from something beautiful to something demonic, this is X Racing's teaser render of their upcoming car. Brace your ears for this, guys. I mean, it looks cool. It looks cool, but it also sounds like a shit foghorn type thing going off. I don't know.
I tell you what it sounds like. It sounds like something out of a Hammer horror film, and Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing are going to come out of the shadows next to it.
Yes, that's exactly what it's sounding like. We've had quite a few submissions coming in so far.
This is great.
Tonight. Oh, right, the next one, guys. So you may have noted that Surrey are seeming a bit off pace today. That's because not all of their drivers were able to pre-qualify for this event. When we reached out to them to find out what was going on, well, they just shared this WhatsApp chat with us to explain what was going on in the team group chat. So I'll let you guys read this one, but when it comes to...
Why don't we read it together? Why don't you be green and I'll be black? How's that?
I'm going to listen.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, you can see the server logs if you know dates and times.
Okay, I'm going to be honest. The reason was because Lewis and both forgot that it got to get like 10 o'clock, and then I needed a and couldn't find any toilets open on campus, so I had to go home, and then it was too late. No word of a lie. That's why I never got them in.
Library toilets, bro.
Oh, I forgot the library existed.
Skullface.
I mean, as far as unique reasons we've had for why drivers weren't able to pre-qualify for this round, not being able to find a toilet when there was one right beside you is a very unique one. So, bravo, Surrey. That was 10 out of 10. That was the most original one we've had yet.
I mean, hey, it's Surrey. I mean, I know the old phrase, when you got to go, you got to go. But clearly, in Surrey's case, and, you know, you're from the county, you're going to the university in the county of Surrey. Surrey. You know, it's all location with them, isn't it? They're not going to defecate somewhere that's not particularly, well, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but I'm sure you can fill in the gaps.
Yeah, no, I give you that. But yeah, so that was Surrey's news for us. So thank you guys. Original. What else did we have? We had University of Leicester, so they put a picture in the Discord chat telling all the guys, well, this is how we're getting on with our car. It was a picture of last year's car. How are you guys getting on? And through the spirit of students, they decided to go to AI, go to ChatGPT, and start asking it to make their car look even better. So from a conventional Formula Student car, someone came out with this as an idea for how to prove a Formula Student car. So as you can see, we've got giant wings, we've got, a work of art really, isn't it? But someone decided to take it a step further by including the spirit of Fast and Furious, and I believe the instructions were make it look a little bit more anime. And this is what we've got now. So this is a University of Leicester's Formula Student team. This is all anime looking like, and I love the flamethrower coming out the back. That's just classic Need for Speed kind of vibe going on here, really, isn't it?
This image screams at me. I went on AI and I made this. And honestly, given the fact that grid girls are banned at Formula One these days, I'm fairly certain this might actually be illegal at Formula Student.
It might be, but it's still in the spirit of anime.
It's a bit of fun.
In the spirit of anime. Exactly. It's a bit of fun. It's in the spirit of anime. We allow it. Of course, this is an over 13 show. You do hear swearing from time to time, so of course, it's all in the spirit there. But yes, very creative the students are getting at the moment when it comes to trying to make this car go even quicker. I do approve seeing something looking a bit more Fast and Furious. However, Leicester have also been absolute champions in other ways, guys, because apart from having a joke and kind of turning into this season's meme for us, they have been probably one of my biggest champions of late. They really helped me with my to support my charity karting event I'm doing at the moment. As you guys know, they won it last year, and they submitted this video just to show a bit of solidarity towards the charity, and also with a message to all the other Formula Student teams out there.
Yes.
So if you give us 60 seconds, I'm going to roll another VT.
Let's go!
And we're safe.
University of Leicester Racing took 2 teams to Racing Awareness 2025 to have some fun, however ended up winning the Corporate Cup with the A team and coming 6th with the Bs. This year we want to do better, and we're glad to say we'll be taking part in Racing Awareness 2026, both to try and do better, but to help raise even more money for the fantastic charities.
Last year, we raised just shy of £500 in aid of the National Autistic Society, with the whole event raising over £5,500. While most of us enjoyed the racing action, the event is ultimately to raise awareness.
I'm going to say if they actually bring Grid Girls to FS UK, I'll do a shoey.
Affect more than 60 million people globally, and in the UK, 1 in 2 of us will be diagnosed with cancer in our lifetimes. The charities supported by this event provide vital help to those affected and their families.
Take over this when we go back to us, if that's okay, and then I'll hand it back to you, Giles.
Meet people from all
the next video.
Yes, Corporate Cup round in the 3-part championship at Daytona Sandown, Silverstone, and Rye House. We hope to see you all there.
So a huge thank you to the University of Leicester for supporting the Racing Awareness 4 initiative. Once again, we're looking forward to seeing you at the track and all the other Formula Student teams out there. As you can see, the challenge has been set. I'd love to see as many of you guys there as well. It's 90 minutes of endurance karting, up to 4 drivers to a team. This is such a unique opportunity for you to be sat on the grid beside an F1 engineer or beside a celebrity. Great opportunity to network, get to meet people that you want to do this as a career yourself as well one day, and of course raise a bit of money for some great charities and promote inclusion within the motorsport community as well. So Leicester, really looking forward to having you back again this year, and other students out there, love to welcome you as well. So that's all the news. Sorry, go on, Giles.
I was just going to say, it's even great fun if you come last.
Well, it was for you, wasn't it?
Experience.
Yeah, Giles was the slowest.
As it happens, those.
Darren, you're correct. Top Hat was there as well. I'm so sorry. We have no pictures of him being there as well last year. So please name drop. If Top Hat's got any of, is he coming back again this year? I'd love for him to be there.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Absolutely.
That'd be awesome.
Being overtaken by Tyler was one of the best experiences of my life. It felt like a full circle moment. It
wasn't for me. It was 2 laps from the end, and that took us off the podium. But it's all relative.
More to the point. Leicester, as we've just seen there, have spruced up one of their photos with, shall we say, augmentation to make it look a little anime, a little Fast and Furious. If they do actually bring track girls to, is it pit girls? I don't know what they're called. What was it called, Monty?
Grid girls.
If they bring pit girls to FS, I mean, hey, brave move, but I'll do a shoey. More to the point, it wasn't just Leicester who were inspired by Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, because over on FS UK memes, they've made this. Now, you might recognise this sequence from the Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. What you might not recognise is what's about to appear on your screen.
All hail Dan Jones! All hail Dan Jones!
Read the rules. Read the rules. Read the
rules. Massive big up to FS UK memes for making that. And if you're not following them already, make sure you do, because they just get the FS UK sense of humour pitch perfect. And not to mention, any memes about Dan Jones are all right in my book, because he's a legend. I love that. Absolutely love that.
Yep, no, absolutely love that. And with that, guys, brings us to the end of the FS news. Apart from one last thing. Now, we're missing someone tonight. That would be our resident Server 2 commentator, Mr. James. And he's off for a good reason, because it is his birthday. And so in the spirit of James, and because we miss him so much, I saw that he put a picture on his Instagram the other day showing the difference between him celebrating his 18th birthday compared to him today celebrating his 24th. I'll tell you what, how someone can change looks in just 6 years. But I have to say, guys, look, hang on, look at this. Look at this. From 18 years old to there he was yesterday having a cocktail. Gone is the bleached hair. As we know, he looks a bit more like Jesus nowadays with his hair in the man bun the whole time. But yes, very happy birthday to James. Out in Wales somewhere just now, enjoying his finest life. Though I'm not going to lie, part of me wants to tell him to bring back the bleach look.
And there's a skin on Server 3 as well, with the birthday thing as well.
You're right. His skin for the TV car on the lower server is a birthday cake.
I'm quite grateful that he is as he is now, and he's ditched the albino look, because I really like the fact that he has hair, so I don't have to. It makes my life easier. He compensates, and we've got an average amount of hair between the four of us in the commentary boxes, because I have less than I'd like. So happy birthday, James, and thank you for having lots of hair.
Yes, absolutely. Now, that brings us to the end of the FS News, brought to you by Formula Students Online. For those who didn't have a chance to scan that QR code, let's play that video one last time. So you can go and scan it, get yourself subscribed, and go and have a look at that AMR F1 podcast with Millie. It's a really good one. Here comes the VT. Right. With any luck, we've got a live server, so we can go straight into.
Oh, I was going to say that was good timing.
Right, come on. You're going to give me something good.
Are you now? Sorry, I'm in one of those moods.
Oh, brilliant.
Lovely stuff.
Right, so I'll go straight back to the live stream then.
Yep.
Keep it going for as long as possible. And here we go. So that brings us to the end of the FS News, guys.
Yes, and we're going into the warm-up session for the second race in Brazil with the F4 cars. What a great race we saw with Doubt taking the win there, but we got a 15-minute sprint for this one. And this is the drivers. Oh, Giles, we can't hear Giles.
We can hear Giles on the stream. It's just you're not coming through Discord, mate, so you have to disconnect and... No, okay. Okay, Giles can't hear us either, so I'm muting him for a second. So what we're going to do, Jess, if you carry on talking, I will get Giles back onto Discord so he can realise what's going on.
Yeah, because I think both of us were like talking over each other, not knowing that we couldn't hear each other, which was weird. But yes.
Right. Hang on. I think I can hear him again. Giles, try.
Hey,
right,
look,
there we are.
I mean, you know, Edurome is Edurome, and if you're at an educational facility, you know what I'm coping with. I'm coming to you live from the capital of Wales in the pre-record studio for Cardiff University's Express Radio, their student radio station. I get to use their studio for free. That's great. It does, however, only have Edurome as Wi-Fi. So, you know, swings and roundabouts. Roundabouts.
I mean, the price is right, so we can't complain too hard.
Well, exactly. Here we are then. Here are the teams in the top server. York A, Southampton, Hull Alumni, York B. They're moving about. Hang on a minute. I've got Queen Mary there,
Hertfordshire B, De Montfort, Vigo, Biscaya, UCLM, Delta is back, Hertfordshire A is back, Surrey, Aberdeen, Harriet Watt. Oh, come on, I missed Bolton. Top Hat Tyler,
well,
of course.
This is it. We've got to acknowledge this. The top brass over at the National Centre for Motorsport Engineering at the University of Greater Manchester have insisted to the sim racing team that we need to be referring to them on this stream as NCME, and that apparently we're no longer allowed to call them Bolton. Now, McScottish has fought back immediately and said that they will be Bolton forever and always to the rest of us. But equally, I don't fancy poor Monty getting an email from the faculty at NCME saying you need to be calling us NCME, not Bolton. So we're going to do our best to call them NCME. If you want to call them Bolton privately, you crack on. I mean, from what I can gather going on the Discord, what you're doing privately involves a lot of people's mums, from what I can gather. But there we are. Meanwhile, you're gay.
Okay, Giles, I'm going to pause you again. I don't know if you can hear us or not, but your audio's gone yet again on Discord. The live stream can hear you. I can confirm. I can see the sound bars are coming through there, but for whatever reason, your Discord's deciding it doesn't want to work anymore. So Jess and I can't hear you. I can see you not speaking though just now. I can see you. I can see you with your mic.
I know.
Yep. Oh, good. There you are. Now you're back.
So basically, as soon as I lose your audio, I reconnect and, basically I think what's going on is someone's uploading their radio show in the other studio and using all the bandwidth.
Okay, right, that makes sense.
Tell them to stop joking.
Now, obviously, for the next 30 seconds, Charles, it's okay, because you can see the split screen of us chatting as well as the racing, but as soon as we go racing, you're going to see nothing but the race, so it's going to be harder for you to tell when your audio has died. So, Jess, if you can ping a message to Giles on Discord, some kind of safe word or something, just so you two know when it's going a bit Pete Tong, and then for everyone else watching this live, you'll think that nothing has happened.
That's the idea, anyway.
There's only one.
Try to think of a code word.
I thought that was young Adam Shamsel driving there. So I can now say it whilst he's on the track and whilst my internet is working. There is only one Adam Shamsel. One Adam Shamsel. There's a whole song I think they got me to speak last time. So if you'd like to post the full script in the chat, I will happily read it out, seeing as Adam's here. It feels remiss of me not to.
Exactly. We got to find out soon what the qualifying was like. I expect qualifying is going to be even closer with what's happening in Server 1 at the moment. But if you don't see your drivers or your teams in Server 1, they're in Server 2. There is a stream live. You can go and check that out. And we will go through the Server 2 results afterwards because we didn't have time because we had so much FS news. So thank you very much to everyone that submitted clips this week. We had loads, which is why we didn't have time to go through Server 2 results. So we would like the same next time, please. So if your team has got some updates for your FS team, no matter what competition you're taking part in, or your sim racing team, let us know. So do it because it was great this time. I really enjoyed the clips this week.
Really great. We'd like to see more of the same. Contact myself and Monty on Discord. We'll send you the details of how to get in touch with us. There it is. Here are the lyrics. Right then, Call of Jules and Snake Hurdle and Jimmy. I got it for you. There's only one Adam Shamsel. One Adam Shamsel. Driving along, singing a song, walking in a Shamsel wonderland.
Yay!
Hooray!
Oh, hello. Crikey Moses.
Oh, I can stop spamming!
Dear, oh dear. You'll be watching this back and the comments will already have come in and you'll notice that there's about a minute delay between what you're seeing and what we're seeing. We're in the future here, so hello in the past. More to the point, I'm going to ask you, because we're moments away from getting up on the grid. Guys, your predictions for the sprint race, please.
Oh, I'm going to go with MCME Racing. Take the win. Monty?
I'm still sticking with Vigo doing something in one of these races.
Charles?
It would be great to see. It really would, especially after what Vigo have suffered over the past few weeks. Having said that, to be honest with you, I wouldn't count out Delft again. Will Delft get the 1-2? Could possibly be so. Additionally, Hertfordshire's A team will be chomping at the bit to make up for that mistake in their pit strategy in race 1, and they don't even have to contend with pit strategy in race 2. So, with their Joker, if they've got another fast driver in, then I reckon we could be seeing some rather exciting racing between these yet again.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Yeah, 100% agree on that. So I'm just admiring the detail in the circuit around the background. So for those who don't actually know the Interlagos circuit, it is based right in the middle of a favela. It's like in a lake, but well, Interlagos, it's literally
in between the lakes.
Exactly, and so it's surrounded by the favela areas of Sao Paulo. So I'm just admiring the detail that the modders have gone to the circuit.
It is insane. It is insane. You can tell, and
absolutely.
That every time I talk about Interlagos, I always say Interlagos meaning in between the lakes. That's always my fact. He kind of nicks that, but that's fine. But we got the grid. I will go through it this time since Giles went through it this time. So we got
normal service has resumed.
Yeah, normal service has resumed. So we got Queen Mary on pole position, last season's champions. In P2, we have Top Hat Tyler for hole A. And number 3, we have MCME Racing. In 4th, we have York A. 5th is Monty's pick of Vigo. We got Hertfordshire's A team in P6. We got Doubt, last time race winners, in 7th. We got Surrey in P8. Southampton in P9. De Montfort in 10th. Exeter in 11th, they're hoping to have a better race this time. We have UCLM in 12th, Hertfordshire's B team in 13th, York Alumni in 14th, Aberdeen in 15th with my Scottish. We have Biscaya in 16th, York B in 17th. Balmore, is that what it is? I can't remember, but it's number 61 anyway in 18th, and Harriet Watt in 19th, and Hull Alumni in 20th. So that is your grid for the 15-minute sprint race. And normal, like you were saying, Monty, normal service has resumed with Queen Mary and Top Hat Tyler going toe-to-toe.
Well, I say normal service has resumed, but it's come at the expense of Glasgow. They're not in the top server, are they?
I don't see Glasgow.
Yeah, they seemed to struggle in the first race. They were in the mid pack or even towards the back of the grid in race 1. And by the looks of things, they've not made an appearance in this race for this server, which is a real shame. A real shame indeed. They're stalwarts of the sim racing series. Your comments coming in thick and fast. So, I mean, people, apparently there's a new song now for Tyler Davison. He drives to the left, he drives to the right, Tyler Davison. Because we've got Tyler Davison, because we've got Tyler Davison. And that's commented there by Billy Sturdy. He also has come in with You All! And here come the revs, I think, very soon. They will be for the second time tonight.
60 seconds, Giles.
You're going ahead of yourself, Giles. Oh, God.
I'm on the edge of my seat, Jess, because I reckon we could be on for a real exciting race. On pole, then Queen Mary and Hull A in second, as the teams line up on the grid for the final time this evening. Race 2, round 4, the Formula Student Sim Racing Series. Giles, Jess and Monty in the commentary box for the second time tonight. The F4 cars around Interlagos. Moments away from lights out. 15 minutes on the clock. A foot to the floor, a race to the flag. No strategy, just wheel-to-wheel action. And we've seen how exciting this track can be in race 1, and we're about to see it all over again for race 2. Where are you watching from? Who are you supporting? Please do get in touch. The classic drivers are here with us. The revs are beginning to build. Impatience, trepidation, excitement filling the heads of the drivers around the world as here come the lights for the second time tonight on the Formula Student Sim Racing Series. The revs beginning to build. Here come the lights. It is 6 lights. The revs peak. Lights out and away we go. And that is a fantastic start off the line for both Hull and Queen Mary. They're pulling away. They're a brilliant start for Vigo, who come alongside York's A-team. On the inside they go, but York have held them off. Meanwhile, Queen Mary have pulled away from Top Hat Tyler and Hull's A-team, and they are controlling the race from the word go. Meanwhile, is a real melee for third place, side by side of York A and Bolton. NCME slipping down then, Bolton slipping down into front. They're up again and off track. Go York's A-team. Meanwhile, Vigo coming through. Hertfordshire's A-team, I thought they would do. They're running their Joker and they're coming straight through as well. Side by side with Hull's A-team. Queen Mary Formula Student, who were leading, they force Top Hat Tyler to take a wide line, and he has to concede the place, but they're side by side. He's got the inside line on the chicane, and Top Hat Tyler might just get it through here. And he does so. He's trying to close them out. They're side by side, and we're seeing some classic racing yet again at Interlagos. And that is Queen Mary back up into the lead. Meanwhile, backing up there is Hertfordage's 18 battling it out with Vigo for 4th. Hertfordage's 18 go through. Meanwhile, here's Queen Mary. They are leading just about on Top Hat Tyler, who gets the switch back. They go wide. Who's going to get this? Are they going to touch? No, they don't. Millimeters between them as they go into the final corner, onto the start-finish straight. No, this is really, really close for the lead. Top Hat Tyler, a nose ahead into the start-finish straight, and he has got that in the hat. Brilliant stuff there from Tyler, who is now leading after 1 lap completed for the sprint race tonight of the Formula Student Sim Racing Series. There's tyre smoke there. There's a lock-up there. And plenty of action. York's A-team falling well down the running order. Several teams going wide there. And Queen Mary mounting a defense as they try and go through, and they nearly touch Top Hat Tyler, and that's allowing NCME to get very close, and they get too close, and that's their front wing damage, surely, Jess.
Yeah, it looks like it, and that's going to cost a bit of performance, but they may have good speed on the straights, but in corners like this, that's where they're going to struggle, and they're dropping quite a few positions because of it now, unfortunately, and they almost made contact again. So we've got Hole versus MCME fighting for the lead. We've got Delt making their way through. They're trying to get past Southampton, round the outside, into a tight corner, in towards turn 8 they go now, and that is a lovely move from the team, from Delt in P7 at the moment. Nicely done from that team. We've got York and Illuminati, who's down in 17th, not the place they want to be at the moment, and we're going to have to wait and see what happens there. Vigo are picked to do surprisingly well, is up in 5th at the moment. They can see if they can climb their position. And can we just check stream? Can you hear the game audio now? Because sorry about if you didn't hear the game audio. Hopefully you can hear it now. We were able to hear it in the commentary box, but meanwhile Queen Mary's trying to make their way back through. They're going to try and get past MCME for P2. They're going to try and keep on the slipstream of Top Hat Tyler. Can't quite do it. Tire smoke from De Montfort. That's not going well for them, but they're still up in 6th. But it looks like the game audio is back now, so you can hear the engines now. Apologies about that, Giles.
This is just spectacular yet again, and we don't even have to worry about pit stops, so it is going to be wheel to wheel. And on that subject, De Montfort and Vigo going with it, and they are wide. Our Queen Mary, they're back out on track.
That was a bump.
That is a disaster for Queen Mary, because Hertfordage's A-team are right there with them as they go through on the inside into the right-hander. Ahead of them are the race leaders Bolton and Hull A, and Queen Mary is saying, no thanks, the orange car up here is already covered. I've got that position, go away. Say Queen Mary as Hertfordage's A-team try and take it back, but they aren't quite close enough to do so. Meanwhile, here is Southampton defending from York A on the charge. York A, I think, qualified a little higher. They would have wanted to place higher. They are going to try and get through on Southampton. They're not close enough just yet.
No.
Plenty of action, though. And, hang on. That was a bit of a stuttering moment there for UCLM, and that is Hull A through on NCME. They've taken the position back. NCME battling it out with Hull. 2 fantastic teams from top north. And they're battling out all Interlagos in the Formula 4s, on board with NCME, lining themselves up to get the slipstream off of Top Hat Tyler for Hull A. They break later by the looks of things, making gains through turn 1 into turn 2 on the right-hander, switching it back on turn 3. Oh, I'm not quite sure about track limits there.
I wasn't sure. I think, yeah, that looks a bit off to me. But Top Hat Tyler was 2 tenths quicker than MCME Racing on that lap there. So Top Hat Tyler trying to gain every bit of advantage that he can in towards turn 4 of the Tina de Largo, and they have been warned about track limits, so if they're not careful they can get penalised, as we've got York A, Adam, trying to get past the University of Southampton up the hill through in towards turn 5, which, like I said earlier, was a hard corner to try and go for the move. In towards turn 6 they go. Southampton have got to fight every moment now to keep the likes of York A behind them, but meanwhile Delt is in front of De Montfort now, as Delt is now chasing down Vigo for P5. Delt is having a very good race so far, definitely capitalising on their good race from earlier on. The setup that Isaac was running in race 1 is definitely seems to be working in race 2 at the moment, Giles.
Yes, indeed. Delft on the charge then, blocked by Vigo, who are driving a fantastic defense here, but I feel like it's only a matter of time before Delft find a way through as the Montfort wait in the wings in case the pair come together and they can capitalize. But doesn't look so just yet. Delft going round the outside of the Montfort. They're side by side onto the start-finish straight. As Vigo have got the inside line. And Vigo lock up, and that's surely going to allow Delft to come through on the switchback.
Careful!
Vigo going well wide there, well wide, but that does mean that it makes it harder for Delft to get through. Vigo now having to contend with both De Montfort and Delft.
I have to say, De Montfort is definitely the surprise package in this race. They're doing a phenomenal job, as we can see Delft going round the outside in towards turn 4 of Cia de Largo, and I think they've got this one covered. Meanwhile, Adam in York A has probably got this one covered on Exeter. Exeter's right in the middle of this as well. If I was Exeter, I would definitely play a backseat into this, wait until something dramatic happened, and it's going to happen, and it was a repeat of what we saw in race 1 for Exeter.
That was near enough
they're doing it again.
That was, as you were speaking, I mean, there's a commentator's curse and then there's a commentator's prediction. Exeter, if only they could have heard your recommendation, take a back seat, guys.
Yeah, and they didn't. They could have avoided that, but they hit the car that just had a bit of an off, and now they're lower down. So yeah, it was a prediction. It was going to happen, and unfortunately, it did happen. But yeah, carry on, Mr. Cosgrove.
They should have taken a back seat, and they ended up in the front seat of York's car. That's Exeter down into 16th as a result of that coming together with York. No doubt the stewards will have an inquiry into that one. Meanwhile, Daniel Lassard for DMU trying to go through on both Vigo and Delft, and clipping the wall in the process. A bold move, trying to go down the inside of the start-finish straight, and wasn't quite able to make it work, but a good recovery to stay with the two drivers. And Vigo, both Vigo and Delft, I should say. There they are then. The battle for 5th is well and truly on. 3 cars trying to take it as the DMU look to the inside of the left-hander here. Can't make it through. Should probably listen to Jess here and maybe, just maybe, keep out of it. And they're doing very well. De Montfort go through then on Vigo, as do Delft. And they both swapping tyres. It's contact between the pair of them, ping-pong between the tyres. And that has put De Montfort right back into the clutches of Vigo, who they were ahead of. The lock-up, though, do Vigo. That's going to allow DMU to keep right up with them. Daniel Lassard keeping up there with Vigo and Delft, trying to get through then. This will determine who gets 5th, but at the moment, it's looking to me like Delft have gone away with it, and Vigo are going to have to start defending from DMU as Sussex come into the back of your screens there.
There's quite a lot of action happening at the moment, and we're kind of forgetting that there's a battle up front as well between MCME Racing and Howley with Top Hat Tyler. Those two are definitely a force to be back with. Almost 5 minutes left to go. This race has gone very quickly, and MCME Racing have not got not got long to try and close up on Top Hat Tyler. Even Queen Mary is still in the thick of things, even though they had a bit of contact earlier on, so they're not giving up. Meanwhile, Vigo and De Montfort, this battle is allowing Delft to increase the gap ever so slightly. De Montfort's got to get a move on right in the back of this, and look at this, Southampton's also in this as well. Southampton could close in, and these two have a bit of a mare right now. In towards turn 4, the Largo both leave each other space, with De Montfort going wide. Vigo cutting to the right-hand side of the track as they go up the hill, and it looks like De Montfort has this one covered, unless Vigo can say anything about it. They're going wheel to wheel towards turn 6, still side by side, and Vigo has decided to let this one go. Maybe not. They're going to go for a send of dreams here. There's Vigo. And they just about saved that without making any contact. Fair racing between the both of them. My, oh my, this is exciting. I'm absolutely loving this. And Southampton, they're in the thick of things now. Because of this, Southampton is having a good chance to get 5th as well.
DMU showing that the little guys really can do big things. Fantastic stuff from De Montfort. Vigo right there with a rear end full of Southampton. The battle between Vigo and De Montfort has allowed Southampton to close in. We saw them during the Formula Student News. when they're not busy playing curling with cones, they're out here practicing for the sim racing by the looks of it, because they're going to try and go through on both teams at once. And they don't quite make it work. They try and go around the outside. It's a bold and brave move. All three teams doing very well to avoid each other. Vigo locking up to avoid contact. And that is De Montfort pulling away then from Vigo and Southampton. But Vigo have got the slipstream on De Montfort. De Montfort are not out of the woods yet as they cling on for dear life to stick. Trying to go around the outside of Vigo. They're a nose ahead, but De Montfort have the inside line. Will Vigo go for the switchback? Southampton keeping well out of it. We see that's probably a good idea after what happened to Exeter. And that is Vigo going through once again on De Montfort as they dive down the inside, leaving De Montfort in the clutches of a charging Southampton, going well wide. And I think for a moment they're potentially off track limits as De Montfort defend wildly in attempt to maintain position and still keep themselves in contention for 6th as Vigo pull away. De Montfort having to take all their energy defending from Southampton. Vigo leaving them to it. They're pulling well away, and that's De Montfort relegated down into 7th with Southampton on the charge behind them. A gap of 0.8 seconds between NCME and Hull now. It does seem Tyler's race to lose. No pit stops to contend with. 2.5 minutes on the clock. A masterclass from Top Hat Tyler. Were we expecting anything else? Probably not. Meanwhile, here is the rear end of Vigo. You can see the challenge that DMU have got to contend with from Southampton on the charge and dive to the outside, losing the slipstream and as a result losing pace. But they lock up to De Montfort and they are now side by side with Southampton. And Southampton are a nose ahead as they get the inside line through the 4th corner. And
they're pushing people.
De Montfort relegated down into 8th, I think. Maybe, can they get the switch back through here? They're going to try. They're not quite close enough, but they keep themselves in contention as they lock in behind the rear wing of Southampton. They go to the outside now, trying to get through, trying to find a way, but Southampton seemingly pulling away as the teams get onto the curb. These 2 wheels on track on the inside of the white line. And that is Southampton away. And De Montfort have gone. Where have De Montfort gone? That's why we're up with Queen Mary.
De Montfort is in 8th, still fighting with Southampton.
Thank you. Meanwhile, Queen Mary thinking, oh, you know what? 1:10 on the clock.
Freeway battle for the lead, Giles. Freeway battle for the race win.
Here it is then. Queen Mary, Formula students. They qualified, I think, in pole position.
So they had a bit of an off.
Front of the grid. And there was an off that means they're currently down in 3rd. They've recovered now on what I suspect will be the final lap. And they've now got NCME in their sights. NCME trying to lose them. And they're very, very close indeed, Jess. And they look to the inside, do Queen Mary on the inside of NCME, but they are not close enough. They lose traction on the curb, and they have to abort a move round through on NCME.
Honestly, that's allowing Hull A. Someone's gone off.
Aberdeen. Yeah, that is up, which is B team. No luck for them. Meanwhile, someone else has gone off. Look, who is that? Crikey Moses, I mean, there's off and then they're just driving outside of the track.
Yeah, that might be Surrey, actually. Yeah, that was Surrey. Meanwhile, I think Tyler, unless anything bad happens to Top Hat Tyler, he's on course to win this one with, this is the final lap, Giles, because the clock is just about to hit 0. And I will let you call the finish, because Top Hat Tyler delivered.
Into the final corners. Top Hat Tyler leading the race. For the most part, in absolute commanding style, the checkered flag beckons. NCME, meanwhile, under pressure from a charging Queen Mary. The flag approaches. Top Hat Tyler will take a well-earned victory. They're side by side.
Finish!
NCME and Bolton. Who was it? It was
Queen Mary.
Queen Mary took it out of the hands of NCME at the very last moment.
Hold fire on that, Giles. We've seen this tree play upon us on a photo finish before. I will tell you what the results are straight after this race.
Stay with us then as Delft lock up. They've got 5th. There's Southampton in 7th. Vigo ahead of them. Vigo, though, disaster. Did Vigo go across the line?
Yeah, they're in sync.
Everybody's gone across the line. I'm
Yeah.
panicking. Apologies. It's all happening. It was quite dramatic. I don't know whether you noticed. I'm going to need some water. Give me a second.
Yeah, you go and grab your water for that. We're going to see if we can go and find a Mr. Top Hat Tyler.
I will need to will need to sort out the link there. I will do that in just a moment.
Fantastic. Thank you, Jess. Wowee. That was a photo finish, wasn't it? I'm just waiting for the server to finish so I can tell you exactly, because according to that tree, they went over the finish line to the 1,000th at the same time. But I don't know if I want to believe that or not.
In the words of a Welsh sitcom, it's all the drama, Mick. I just love it. Brilliant stuff there from all drivers involved. There were battles from front to back. We couldn't show you everything, and we can only apologise. We did our very best.
Yes.
There was just so much going on, wasn't there? And yes, there was battle for the win, but you could tell the battle at the midfield was getting, I think, even more tasty, I would say. So yeah, it was. I think the sprint definitely delivered, and I'm very, very impressed with everybody. But Top Hat Tyler, honestly, when you put him around Brazil, he's gonna go up and there and win it, and he did. And it'll be interesting to hear him once Giles interviewed him in just a moment.
So the comments are coming in thick and fast. Cy Murray complaining about the fact that we were looking at the battle for 6th and 7th when there was a battle up front. It seemed less contested than it was in 6th and 7th. And Evan Dalton pointed out that why were they not looking at the battle up front? Because they know no one beats Top Hat. So much support here for Tyler Davison in the stream. Meanwhile, Billy Sturdy saying, well, hey, that's my friend. Evan Dalton saying, you all. Billy Sturdy saying, because we've got Tyler Davison. Yes, you do have Tyler Davison, and we want Tyler Davison. So if someone can get hold of him and tell him to come in the commentary box with us, that would be great. Billy Sturdy says, Hull, just to let you know, I let Tyler leave work early to participate in this. You're welcome. Thank you, Billy, from behalf of us in the commentary box. That alone, Hull. Meanwhile, Evan Dalton says, live, laugh, Top Hat. And Darren Davison says, there is only one Top Hat, Tyler. I mean, there is indeed only one Top Hat, Tyler. Evan Dalton asking Billy Steady, any bookings for tomorrow, lad? I fancy an HK50. What's an HK50? Meanwhile, Nat's rather pleased with the results for Delft, saying Delft, yes! And I just want to check in on McScottish's mum, because based on the comments we're seeing on the Discord, I just want to make sure that she's okay. And she's in
please.
Are you alive? And are you in respectable company?
Yes.
Meanwhile, where, please, is none other than Top Hat Tyler?
He's in the interview room, Giles, and he's ready to speak to you.
Hang on.
Hang on. You can tell he's from top north. Hang on.
Yep. Don't worry, Tyler. We can hear you. We just need that camera to come on now, and then you'll be all good.
Oh, start.
No.
Oddly enough, that does tend to be the case.
We good?
Hey!
Nope. Yes.
There he is.
There we are.
There's our guy.
Hit it,
Tyler, how you
Giles.
doing?
I'm good, lads. How are we all doing?
Not too bad.
I'm good.
Not too bad. Can you just do me a favour, just for my own personal enjoyment? Could you just turn around and say, by order of the Peaky Blinders, please?
Oh,
By order
God.
of the Peaky Blinders.
There it is. Thank you. He's from the north. It happens. Hull karting 50-lap racers, Darren Davison. Billy Sturdy saying, thank you, guys. Pleasure as always. See you all at Race for Awareness. Yes, indeed. Tyler, a masterclass from start to finish. How was that for you?
That was mega. I mean, after qualifying, I was, half a second slower than the leader. So I was like, right, just first lap, get in front. Even if you kill him, just get in front, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, I was just holding on for dear life. But yeah, over the moon, absolutely over the moon.
Words I never thought I'd say in the commentary box, but for the benefit of avoidance of doubt, we don't condone killing other drivers here in the commentary box. More to the point, though. So it was what position? Remind me, what position did you start in?
I started second.
Right.
1,000th in front of third.
So, to my mind, and we were talking about this at the start of race 1, you may have been watching along with us, you end up with a better position into turn 1 at Interlagos if you start in second. Did you find that to be the case?
I think I would have done if I'd got a good start, which I didn't. So I had the right place, and then I got a bad launch, and then I sort of put myself back on the back foot. And then luckily, I think he ran a little bit wide out of turn 4. And I was like, I don't need a second invite. So that was it. I was just going for it.
It seemed fairly clean, I think, for the most part. There wasn't as much contact as we saw further down the field. I think there was a bit of bumping wheels, but not dramatically so.
Yeah, I mean, I thought everything sort of my end was clean. Everything I saw was clean. I didn't have to do any killing, so that was good. But yeah, I thought it was all clean, fair game, and yeah, I was over the moon with how it went. Yeah.
Honestly, your joy is palpable from here, and we're in a virtual commentary box. We can see how pleased you are. Your team over the moon, very, very clearly. And I'm assuming, has this been your favourite combination thus far?
What, like all time, or just this season?
Certainly this year, but you're more than welcome to go broadly.
I mean, I've only done 2 this season. I didn't win one, and I won the other one. So I'm sure you can figure out. Which one I preferred.
Like Meatloaf said, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Go on.
What?
Just like Meatloaf said, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
yeah, not a bad effort. So yeah, hopefully next month we can pull some more magic out the hat, I suppose.
What is there anything up the hat for tonight? Was it just a case of foot to the floor? How much practice did you manage to get?
I didn't even start driving the car until Tuesday, so I think that should show you how prepared I was. I was focusing on race runs, and the quality's never been my strong point. I mean, you don't score points in qualifying anyway, so it doesn't matter. My aim was just to...
You get 8 points in qualifying time.
Oh, sorry. You get 1 point.
It can make all the difference.
Yeah, it can. But I think unfortunately we're not really in a championship position where every point is going to matter at the moment, unfortunately. So my aim was to just focus on race pace and to hope I can do something. With the pace difference in qualifying, I didn't expect to win, but I knew if I just tried to get in front and hold on, I had a chance. So
I think you did incredibly well by the sounds of it, especially with such limited practice. And it was yet again just another masterclass from Top Hat Tyler. A real pleasure. I always ask the teams in this when I'm interviewing, how is Hull getting on with their car? Will we see a car from Hull at Formula Student?
I'm gonna say yes, and then I'm gonna move on. As I say, I'm not. As I always say, I'm not part of that side of it. But
I know, bless your heart. But we'll always ask. We'll always ask the question. A yes will do. A yes will do. Monty, is there anything you want to add?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, Tyler, I appreciate that you've been off the last few races. Have to say that's the greatest comeback since Elvis. So fair play. Are you here now for the rest of the season, or is this a cameo appearance?
No, fingers crossed. I'm here to stay now. As I say, it's been. Yeah, I would have liked to race the last 3 rounds. Obviously, I've had other stuff come up that I'm not going to get into. But yeah, I'm here to stay now. And yeah, foot to the floor from here on in.
Good to have you back, definitely.
I know things have been up and down for you because I know we've been DMing, mate, and it's just great to see you back and great to see you in winning form. So fantastic stuff.
Yeah, appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Tyler.
All the love, Tyler. All the love, and very best of luck for the rest of the season. You look after yourself, man.
Thank you, guys. You too. See you later.
Cheers.
See ya.
Bye. Meanwhile, we've heard from the legend herself. Jojo Scott has been in touch. She says, good recovery from McScottish. Yes, I'm alive and kicking, thanks. Glad to hear it. I hope that was a Simple Minds reference, especially because they're up in Scotland. But either way, glad to hear you're doing well, Jojo. Always a pleasure to hear from you.
Defo, absolutely. Wowee, guys. That was a fun evening of racing.
It really was. It really was. From start to finish, we've had fantastic action non-stop this evening, and long may it continue into the forthcoming rounds. We'll be back in March, but we've got potential results for this evening, Monty? Or am I a bit premature?
No, we have the results just about to come. I feel like we need to give Server 2 a little bit of love because we've not had a chance to speak about them. So let's just go through what the provisional results were in Server 2 tonight before we go and talk about the overall points for everyone.
Both races?
So we can yes, for both races, just so we can understand how the points have all amassed. So I am going to swap over my screen now, and you will be able to see there on your screen were the provisional results from the first race in Server 2. which was won by Exeter's B team, followed by York's B team, Kingston in third, Team 61, University of Balamand in fourth. We had De Montfort in fifth, Aberdeen in sixth, Liverpool in seventh, York Alumni in eighth, Munster's B team in ninth, Vermilion, the Danish team, in 10th, Manchester in 11th. I cannot remember for the life of me who KON stands for. Jess, if you can go and have a quick look at the
I will
entry
check.
list,
What number?
That is number 56, please.
Number 56. Okay,
Yep,
I will find that whilst you go through the rest of the results.
Thank you, Jess. And while she's doing that, so 13th is number 50. That's the Islamic University of Technology. College Dublin in 14th. Holby in 15th. Cambridge in 16th. Strathclyde's B team in 17th. And rounding out the back, looks like they only lasted half of the race, unfortunately. That is the Oakland College, the group of 16 and 17-year-olds taking part in that one. The highest climber, though, was Kingston. Looks like they started from the back of the grid, so made up 13 places to get up to third position. Congratulations.
Right, I got the university, the number 56. I can barely pronounce it, but it's a university from Turkey, Selçuk University? I don't know. I can't pronounce it, okay? I apologise, but it's the university from Turkey. That's all we know.
University from Turkey. I'm sure
the university from Turkey.
It's from Turkey, but it's not Turkey University. But it's Selçuk. I can't pronounce it. It's 9 p.m.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Apologies to those in the team whose name we've just butchered your university. We do apologise. We definitely.
But I'm not good at pronunciations, okay? I need.
No, that's
no, not at all. Okay. Where were we,
Monty? Exactly right. Race 2. So it was Exeter B yet again. So they won both of the races in Server 2 tonight. So they will have got themselves a healthy amount of points from that. Glasgow, yep, sure enough, we saw they were missing for the top one. They at least came second. Sussex looks like they came from the back of the grid there, made up 16 places to finish third. Do you know what? I was so busy focusing on Glasgow, I didn't realise that Leicester didn't make it into the top server either. Our championship protagonist in the bottom server. Good grief, only in fourth position there.
But still good points.
Yes, still some healthy points from them there, so fair play. We had Kingston in fifth. Munster also won in the top server for the first one. There they are down in sixth. We had Strathclyde's B team in seventh. Islamic University of Technology in eighth. Vermilion in ninth.
College Dublin.
Yep. Manchester in 11th. Munster B team in 12th. Hull B in 13th. Cambridge 56, the Turkish University. We are so sorry, guys. We are going to work on this for the next round, I promise. Liverpool and Strathclyde. That's a point. They weren't in the top server either for the second race. So, yes, that is what happened.
That's a shocker.
In the second server. And if you want to have a look at what was happening there, there was a live stream happening at the same time simultaneously there. That is also on YouTube. So if you just go back into Formula Students' channel, you'll see this is Server 1's live stream. There's another one going there in case.
No commentary, though.
Yeah, but no commentary. No, you're correct there, Jess. But there is still some good racing action going on. Right, that is everything. Now we know all of the results. Let's work out who has won overall tonight. Who is your money on, guys?
Oh, let's see. Who did quite well? Hertfordshire's A team.
Wait, have we got engineering challenge?
We have, but we'll announce that after, Jess. We'll do the race results first, then the engineering challenge.
Right, okay. I thought you would do... Oh, never mind.
Then
sorry.
The standings. Nope, we're okay.
Hertfordshire's A team, I thought, did very, very well. And also, to be fair, Delft were top 10 every time. They won the first one, and I think they were something like 7th or 6th. 5th, in fact. 5th. There we are. So, in fact, I would give it, I think I'd give it to Delft.
So would I. I would give it to Delft as well.
I'm going for either Delft or for NCME on this one because they did
NCME Racing. Yeah, they were third in the first race and second in the second race. So yeah, I changed my mind. NCME Racing, they got overall, I think.
Okay. Right, shall I put you guys out of your misery?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
3, 2, 1. Congratulations. Our winner for round 4 is...
Drum roll, please.
Delft! By a single point. Look at that. Hertfordshire tied with Greater Manchester NCME for second. That is the closest result we have had. That could have
I
been
wish I didn't change my mind.
That's unbelievable.
Wow.
Look at that.
A single point in it.
Fair play.
Congratulations to TU Delft. It only took you 4 rounds to get up to speed and to win a round overall. But I have to say, what a close round that was, with NTME in Hertfordshire tied on 104 points. That a single point in it. My goodness.
Look at Kingston.
Absolutely brilliant stuff. Kingston, then that's an interesting one there, because I wasn't expecting to see them as high up as they are.
And X2B as well,
Kingston?
of course, with winning both things. Yeah.
20th.
Oh, well, no, that would make sense. University of Exeter B in 10th, we expected that because they won both of their lower servers. So as I say, guys, even if you can't see them on the TV or on the live stream, they're still there raking in big points. If you can get a double win in the lower server, you can still get a top 10 finish overall. Actually, not bad for Exeter. Great evening for both of them there in the 9th and 10th. My goodness, Vigo 4th, Hull A 5th, York A 6th, Queen Mary 7th, tied with Southampton 76 points. Now that's interesting because they came into this round tied on points anyway. So they're
going to be tied on points again.
Well, I imagine what will separate them will be the engineering challenge.
Absolutely, Giles. So let's move on to that one then. So this is the second of the engineering challenges. This is the extra challenges which they do in between the races, guys, which is... so they put together a short report where they've got to read through some data and explain to the engineers who are judging these reports what the data is telling them and what their proposed solution is. As I say, this is about applying science and maths in a virtual world with engineering principles. We're trying to turn gamers into engineers so they can hit the ground running when they make it into industry. It's a unique way of getting in. And as you saw tonight, you can do this from the comfort of your bedroom, as Biscaya are doing. What better way to get involved in motorsport? And for the second challenge, guys, the judges declared that the winner was the University of Exeter.
Look at that! Now, that is not a team I was expecting to see at the top of the engineering challenges, with all due respect. I love them loads, but I was not expecting such a definitive win. That's by 6 points over Queen's University Belfast.
Absolutely. Now, this is where it gets very interesting, because when reading the judges' notes here, actually Queen's University Belfast got the highest score from the judges, but a small portion of the points which make up these results, so it's like 90% of the points are made from the judges' score, so the rationale, the communication, the justification, engineering principles, and the final 10% comes from the lap time that they posted on the server to justify the changes they had made to the setups. Exeter scored 1 point less than Queen's University Belfast based on what the judges had scored them. But on the server, their lap was 3 seconds faster than what Belfast achieved. So that made the difference to give them the victory. Oh, I know I keep on saying it's not about lap time only, it's about engineering principles. But for once, that 10% made all the difference, and it flipped in Exeter's favour because they were able to justify why their setup was the better solution. But still, huge well done to Exeter, to Belfast, and to Vigo. Strathclyde yet again up there with another huge haul of points. And Glasgow, you know, they're never that far away. But yeah, fantastic. And of course, these are all being included into the overall championship standings. So,
shout outs to Islamic University of Technology, which I think might be their highest placing engineering challenge. And also, I know for a fact that McScottish is very pleased with P11 in the engineering
and Balmont P16.
Congratulations to all of them. There was some really good submissions going in this time. Unfortunately, there was a couple of disqualifications for late submissions, which was a real shame. But
we're not going to say who.
We're not going to say who, but rules are rules. And
Monty, do I have to have a word with anybody?
Possibly, but we'll have that chat afterwards, Giles. Because now, as we finish off 4th round, let's see what the standings are as we head off into another month's break.
Who do we think's leading?
I actually don't know, because all of the protagonists in the top 4 didn't have a great night, really.
I've just seen Miss Scottish. He's only took part in his second engineering challenge and then finishing 11th. Go on. But anyway.
Yeah, Well done, McScottish. I have no idea who's in the lead of the championship. As I say, the four protagonists didn't have a great evening, so this could be even closer than when we went in. As I say, we have
MCME top, I think.
Potentially. Let's put ourselves out of our misery.
Oh.
Dang.
Oh.
Damn.
Oh.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Tied again.
Wow. So for the second race in a row, Southampton still the leaders, but again tied, but with a different competitor this time. Vigo, 413 points, with Queen Mary still there, only 10 points behind in third. Surrey and Greater Manchester, they're a little further behind, but still within breathing distance. As I say, it's 120 points you can score potentially in a round. So that's still well within.
And there's a drop round, don't forget. So there's some universities that could drop this round.
Correct, exactly. So that's exactly where we're standing there. We've got Surrey in fourth, NTME in fifth, Hertfordshire A team in sixth, with Leicester down to seventh now, York A in eighth, Glasgow ninth, Exeter up to 10th. That was a decent haul of points for them tonight, 120 points between the two. Delft up to 11th with Castilla-Manca in 12th. Basque Country only a single point behind them in 13th. So it's still really close between Basque and Delft for top honours of the rookies. Strathclyde there in 14th. De Montfort, Aberdeen, Hull A, York Alumni, Exeter B, and University of College Dublin rounding out the top 20. But if you still consider that a single round, that's potentially 120 points, that's still the top 13 within a race victory away from taking over the lead of this championship. It is still really close, guys. I thought last season was close, but this is just...
This is going to be even closer.
Again.
I'm going to say something controversial. I'm going to make a prediction. I think this is going to go all the way to Williams. I don't think we're going to have a definitive winner until we get to the final race at Williams. I don't think anything's going to be decided beforehand. It has done in previous years. There have been a couple of occasions where we pretty much knew who was going to win the championship when we got to Williams. I don't believe that's going to be the case this year. It was the same last year. I think it's going to be all to play for right the way through until the very final checkered flag.
I agree. Absolutely agree with you on that one, Giles. But time will tell.
On the subject of Exeter, by the way, they're now in the top 10. Big up to them. When are you going to let us drive your car, guys?
That's right. That's right. They offered this to us, and they've never got back to us on that. How dare they?
Where's this?
Will and I want to be there to witness it.
Will, Lisa, and all of the above, where are you? Drop us a line. Meanwhile, I think it's probably time for us to say goodbye. What have we got to look forward to next round out, Monty?
What are we? We're round 5 now, aren't we?
Yeah.
It is.
So it's going to be round 5 next week, well, next month, isn't it?
It is next month, yes, correct. It is, I believe we are going to Assen, and I believe we are using a form of prototypes there. I can't remember
I can't wait for those.
Cars are, but it's going to be very, very fun, that's for sure.
I've just looked it up. LMP2s at Spa-Francorchamps.
That's the old combo. We've had to change it last week. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, but I can tell you it is at Assen in Holland. Don't worry, I've not told you this, so that's for us to catch up on. It's at Assen, and it's with a form of prototype. I can't remember what it is because the wonderful admin team who run this all in the background to make all of these races happen.
It is a prototype, okay? It is a prototype car. We just, yeah,
exactly. So that's what you've got to look forward to come next month. But for now, Giles, I've got a post-driver's briefing to go and handle.
So big up to Vigo, go and donate to them. Big up to James, happy birthday to him. Big up to the admins who make all of this happen. And from me, it's goodbye. From Jess, it's goodbye. From Monty, it's goodbye. Have a great evening, and we'll see you next month.
Bye. Where was the FSO plug?
We did it twice. It's fine. Didn't need to
did we do it twice?
Yeah, we did it twice during the FS News. They don't need another plug.
Oh, yeah, we did do it twice. Yes, do excuse me. Right,
sorry,
Monty,
I do apologise.
Apologies for my dodgy Wi-Fi as ever. Thank you for your patience.
It was fine. It was fine for most of race 2. Pretty much all of race 2. It was fine.
I had a feeling it would be because I kind of reckoned that by the time that the upload had finished, we'd be just into race 2, so it'd be all right. I'm going to go home and I will catch you guys on the flip side.
Yeah, I'll see you in about a month's time. I got to go as well.
All right, great work tonight, guys. See you soon.
Take care. Have fun with the driver's briefing. Bye.